It's Tom and Dan to tell you about their favorite van.
At-home floor store van.
See what I did? See what I did there? Not bad, right? Not bad.
So, one of the best things you could do to improve your house is new flooring.
Yeah. Start at the bottom.
Yeah,
now we're here.
Exactly. And At-Home Floor Store will give you the best value because they come to you with their At-Home Floor Store van.
All types of flooring, soft
everything.
surfaces, carpet, luxury vinyl planking, travertine, tile.
And if you're on a budget, that luxury vinyl plank is 100% waterproof. It also, you could lay it on top of your current tile or flooring.
And there are hundreds of patterns and styles and colors to choose from. And actually, like, we went through the process. We laid it right on top of our existing tile, which sped up the process. It made it easier for demolition. They got it done in like 3 days. It was scheduled for like 6, but I mean, Justin's got a great team, and we really think you guys will like At-Home Floor Store.
Yeah, in Central Florida and Tampa area. So if you're looking for flooring, and especially tell them Tom and Dan sent you.
Please, drop the name, man. It only helps if you guys drop the name.
It's athomefloorstore.com.
Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio.
It's a blast!
It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Hello. This is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome to the Friday free show of A Mediocre Time.
Is it a Friday? Is it a Friday? Is it TD Friday or is it a Friday? Are we going to party today?
What does that mean?
We're going to get crazy today, man. You want to get weird today?
Well,
you've already done something completely, like, weird for you today.
He whipped it out.
No.
Well, I wish he'd whip it out. I wish he'd whip it out. See, Sam's got the right idea. Sam's ride or die. Somebody, remember we were doing
Sam is waiting to sue us. She's waiting.
Got the paperwork, baby. And you know what? Something yesterday might help my case.
We'll talk about
that later.
Don't talk about it.
If I whip it out, we're
done
for it.
I want to see it. Let me see it again. I've seen it. I've seen it before.
I think if I do it during the show, though, then it's
it's a character.
safe harbor.
It's a character you do. Perfect Tom. No, it was the Sheik.
I think you can get away with it during the show.
That's what we were always told. But
we'll ask Mo the next time he's in.
You know, write that down. We will ask Mo. Hey, welcome to the show, everybody. It is A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
Our producer Samantha is here. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
I love your sprouts, the little hair thingies. What are those?
Pigtails?
Pigtails, thank you. That's right. I'm just giving compliments. Mike B looked at me like I'm a pervert. You're a pervert, motherfucker. You're the pervert.
Brendan should be showing up soon.
Yeah, he's on his way.
Speaking of perverts, my favorite will be on his way.
A couple things. Science Night Live is tomorrow at the Orlando Science Center. It's the adult night. If you want to go out and hang at the Science Center with the other adults and drink some beers,
I've been thinking about this. It is a nice thing to drop to other couples to make the other couples, namely the man, look bad. If you're like, oh yes, I'm taking my wife to Science Night Live. You know, like it's a little.
Higher brow.
Yeah, it's like an intellectual type of...
But also have engineering stuff out there. Get to work.
It's not like, hey, we're going down to, I'm just going to go bang her behind the Walmart or,
It's AC and booze.
Just cut to the chase. Right, he's right. Just cut to the chase.
So you can get your tickets at the OSC.org.
And OrlandoScienceCenter.org.
And then also we've got some new merch on our website, and I know Eric Merchman.
It's that shirt, right? Like, don't we have that guy on there? Show your big beefy chest and then whip it out. Whip it out. Whip it out.
It fell out.
Yeah, it's big. It's long.
It's less of a whip and more of an exposed for me.
It's more of a,
I expose my hair back and forth. I expose my hair back and forth.
Yeah. You can't whip out an elevator button.
Expose it good.
Anyway, so we've had quite an exciting week here at T&D Media.
Oh, yeah.
Been a long week.
It's
been 1 week since you no.
It's been,
So,
it's been something.
The cops have showed up, and we've been served with legal paperwork.
Yeah, where is it? Where's our lawsuit?
So we'll tell you the stories.
It just says certified copy. Oh man. When you get something that says plaintiff, I'm like plaintiff.
So let's. When did the cop show up? Monday? Was it Monday?
Okay, so do you want me to start with that story?
Yeah.
Okay, so I get to the studio on Monday. I've been challenging myself to write a new Weird Job song and get ahead of them. Okay?
Yeah.
I've talked to you about this. Normally, I just write them, and then we play them the day I write them. Well, I challenged myself to, just try to get it ahead of it, and then you can start, pumping them out. So I did one midweek, and I've been trying to do them earlier so I can kind of get a couple in the can. So I had one that Andrea's like, are you going to write a song? I'm like, it's not writing a song. You take a song and you shit all over it. You just change all the words and you just sing it. So you get the karaoke track. It's still really super easy to do.
It's called the owl.
Yeah.
He's doing the owl.
Exactly. I'm giving an owl, but with less talent. So I got all that going. I'm over here at the computer. I'm editing. I'm getting everything organized here. I'd come in the normal way that I've, normally, you come in, you open the door, you turn off the alarm, and turn all the lights on, you get to work.
Yeah, Daniel gets here early. Every time I show up, and Daniel's already here, we have the same routine. I open the door.
I give me a yo.
I give him a yo, and
then he walks to his desk.
He gives a yo to the whoa. Yeah.
No, he just goes, yo, and then he'll just walk to his desk, and then I'm like, I just want to talk to him so bad. I just want to talk to him so bad. And then I run in there and annoy him, and he doesn't say anything, and he'll do this. I'll be like, yeah, talk, and he'll sit there, and then he'll go. 3 minutes later, he'll be like, oh, sorry, what'd you say?
I don't even know what time you get here in the morning.
No one knows.
It's still dark.
No one knows what time
you could have gotten
He
here.
never leaves. He never goes home.
Yeah, when I leave and you're still here, then I show up and you're still here.
Let me ask you a serious question. Have you ever seen my car moved? Have you ever seen my car moved? Have you ever checked to see if there's dirt underneath it? Like maybe patterns of wind have collected and my tires have degraded and left leaves underneath them, showing you that I've been living here for maybe months because my marriage has fallen into a horrible disarray because of possibly a mistake that I made on cheating.
Your family could live, living their own life.
I haven't had a place in Baldwin in 2.5 years. They moved on, and it's all a facade.
So you get here in the morning.
Yeah, so I get in here. I got everything set up here. But remember, I'd walked in, turned the alarm off like normal, turn all the lights on, and then... And you do this too, so don't you dare say you don't. We'll be sitting here typing, and you do this with me, and we've come to an accord now where we don't bother each other about it. But I was sitting here getting everything ready with the song, loading the music in, picking the filters that I wanted to use for my voice, the reverb and stuff like that, and I'm like, whoa. And I walked to the bathroom to do my morning constitution.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sitting there, just doing the morning constitution, and I'm on the toilet. Hey, our buddy Brendan said, Brendan O'Connor!
You're here just in time to hear about how the cops showed up in the studio.
Hey, okay, yeah, here, I got your mic on.
They got the heat on us over here, bro.
Okay, so...
You're talking about pooping. Go ahead.
Yeah, I am. You were right. It was like he knew, he was waiting. Like you were, exit stage left, and I'm like, when you hear poop, make your entrance. So I'm in the bathroom, and everyth's fine, right? I'm sitting on the potty doing my thing, and I'm going through lyrics and changing things, because I keep it and I write on my phone, and I'm just changing some lyrics in a song, and my phone rings. And I look at it, and normally, and I'm pretty good at this, it says spam likely or spam call or spam risk, I think is the one that you traditionally get. And it doesn't say that.
Oh, Mrs. Spam Risk. She's the worst.
Exactly. So I send it, I hit the red button, I send it away. Pops right through again. And they pops right through again. And I'm like, oh, my God, this is like the school. This is obviously
something's happening, yeah.
Yeah, this is the school. They're calling for Maisie, because that's what would happen, right? Hello, this is Daniel. Hi, this is Streamline Security Monitoring Service. We have detected a smash and grab.
Smash and grab.
That's what she said. I have the
They're
email
talking
to
about the
prove it.
toilet?
I have an email to prove it. They said, the lady says, we have detected a smash and grab. She's like, we have detected a smash and grab. Is everything okay?
In your house or your car?
In here.
In here.
And
Someone
I'm in the potty. And that's a tall
Daniel's
toilet.
here.
We're smashing and grabbing
And
while
that's-
you were pooping.
And that's a tall toilet.
They were
that is
waiting for you to poop.
like, people don't understand. I have to run and launch myself onto the top of that toilet. So I'm sitting there,
little
and I'm
legs.
literally answering it. I'm holding the phone. She's on speaker, and I'm virtually certain.
So you pinched it off.
Well, she can hear. It already came out. She can hear everything. Like, she can hear She can hear that I'm in the bathroom. Fans
echo,
on. She can hear I'm in the bathroom.
Oh, my
And I'm
gosh.
like, and then I start reasoning with her. I'm like, she's like, sir, is everything okay there? We've detected smash and grab. And I'm like, well, there's no smash and grab here. I said, I'm here at the studio. We own, and I start giving her the spiel. We own our own company. We own a radio show and podcasting company. I'm in here. She said, what is your name? My name is Daniel Dennis. The other name on there would be Thomas. I'm giving her the spiel, right? I'm like, I'm here. I was like, must be something going on with the alarm. Everything's fine here. And
the alarm's not even going off.
yeah, it's
Nothing's
not going
happening.
off. Nothing's happening. Everything's fine. There's no noise. I said, you can hear. There's nothing going on. All the while, I'm just sitting on this super tall toilet.
I'm so worried about you
and
in
then
the
she's
story.
Like, okay. Well, I'm glad to know that everything's okay. And apologies for because they always apologize for what the alarm might be doing. But I think that's just their like passive way of saying you're a dumb old man and you don't know what's happening. That's what it feels like. So then I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, she's like, I'm glad you're okay. Could you please go ahead and give me your designated passcode? And I'm like,
No.
well, I don't think we ever set one of those up, but
The
as
security word, right?
Right,
Right.
security passcode is
Pineapple.
what they call it a security passcode. And I'm like, well, I don't remember setting one of those up, but look, I'm one of the owners. You got my name. I can give you any piece of information you want. I can give you my social. I can give you the
Oh, my
telephone number here. I can
gosh.
give you anything you want.
She's
She's like,
money.
unfortunately, sir, because you cannot give us the Streamline Security Monitoring passcode, I'm going to have to continue calling. And I'm like, well, what do you mean continue calling? She's like, well, I'll go to the next person on the list. And she's like, well, I'm like, well, who's the next person on the list? I'm sorry, sir, I can't tell you the next person on the list. And I know who the fucking next person on the list is.
People in the chat are
It's
screaming.
the person that doesn't answer their fucking phone.
So what happened?
People in the chat are screaming that it's a scam.
Yeah, it sounds like a scam.
No, I don't think this is a scam. Okay, so
yeah.
I thought
Yeah,
that's
because I
why
don't
this
know
was
what
all-
happened.
So
Guess,
she
it's a bad scam because we don't know what a passcode.
We'd never-
Well, we don't think we've ever set
No.
a passcode, or we have no idea.
This is a non-settable. Like, I haven't set a passcode.
Well, the scam would have been if you would have remembered. You would have given the scam person
Your social.
passcode.
Well, what
or
are
your
they-
Well, I
social.
gave her
So
every
then
other
they could,
passcode.
so then they could smash and grab it
Yeah.
when they get called.
Well,
they
I
can get
gave
the
her every
passcode.
other. I gave him
Same
every
here,
other
looks great.
passcode for every other thing that we have. Like, I'm sitting there and she's like, "Sir, what's the passcode?" And I said, "I don't remember setting one up." She goes, "Oh, there's absolutely a passcode here." And I go, "Well, it could be 159. It could be
She was sassing you about the
I'm just like, it could be
Mediocre guitar,
Yeah, I was like, it could be
TD Friday.
Yeah, I'm literally yelling. I'm yelling full bank passwords. I'm yelling, and I'm just telling. I'm like, I can give you my social. You get everything. She's like, "Sir, I'm gonna have to continue calling." And I was like, "Well, are you gonna call the police?" She's like, "Sir, if I continue to call and I do not get someone who knows
The correct password,
streamlined
yeah.
monitoring passcode, then yes, I will have to call the police." And I'm thinking, "Oh my God,
protocol.
no!" Then I
No.
start freaking
What's the
out.
worst that can happen?
And then I start freaking out because I just let it fall out. Like,
Right.
I still have and I'm thinking to myself, and I'm like,
You're in a vulnerable position.
Yeah, I'm like, you have to do
Gotta
something.
poop.
No, but I'm like, you have to
Sitting
do
there,
something. You have to do
they're
something. You have to do something. You have to do. I'm like, do you tell her you have a shit ass? Maybe if you tell
her you
her,
have a shit ass.
maybe if you tell her you have a shit ass, and you're like, what if you cry? What if you beg? And you're like, please don't call the
It
police.
sounds
I have a
so
shit ass.
absurd.
You-
If I was her, I would think you were lying.
Right.
Yeah.
I started thinking, I'm like, I have to do something. I have
She'd
to do
be
something.
mad.
I have
She'd be
to.
like, why did you pick up when you're pooping?
I have to say, I go, ma'am, I couldn't get to a point of yelling full shit out. I couldn't tell her that, but I did say, ma'am, I am in the bathroom. I am taking my morning constitution. I am compromised. I was like, I have not been able to. But then there's part of my brain saying, just tell her because she's human. And she's compassionate. You can hear it that it's there. And
Yeah.
Tom and I are real big on this kick, and he's right. He has always told me that more people are good than bad, and he's 100% right. Everything, the media wants you to believe that there are all these fucking horrible people, like every person you meet is horrible, and that's just not the case. And I should have said, ma'am, please don't call the police. I have a shit ass right now, and this is going to ruin my day. Now, I did tell her this. I said, I'm in the middle of writing a song. I'm in the bathroom. This is ruining my morning. If you call the police, I'm not going to be able to finish my song.
Writing a song is what you should call pooping for the rest of your life.
Yeah, that did not do. It did not.
So what happened? Who did she call? She called Tom.
Well, because she said I can't call anybody else, she hung up on me. Right.
I wouldn't answer it anyway.
I knew he did.
I don't answer any unknown number anymore because it's all scams.
Right. Well,
100% of every call I get is a scam.
Or it's Brinks or whoever does our monitoring. So then
someone gave out your numbers.
I think at that point you showed up. And I'm kind of telling you the story.
Yeah,
and you're getting a real good laugh. And he calls his wife. Oh, you're not going to believe what happened. Old shit ass is in there.
But meanwhile, when you came out, nobody had broken in.
No, nothing happened. Brendan, nothing happened. It was a malfunction.
I just found it hilarious that you're begging the people not to call the cops, and they're like, we're calling the cops.
They were.
You know who?
She's like, I have to.
Of course, she's like, you know who would not want me to call the cops? A fucking thief.
But
right?
is he going to tell you he's got a shit ass? I don't think so.
Or
out of desperation.
I don't think so. I don't think he'd do it.
That's what everybody says when they get pulled over, right? I got to poop. That's why I was speeding.
That was in the Shark Week.
Okay, all right.
Or it's just the business owner that forgot or never even set up a emergency password that just like, hey,
I have the same system you guys do, and they make you do a password before they actually give you the system.
But we grifted this. I think this was a leftover someone else's system.
This was, I think this is a
second-hand system.
I'm going to share something that we probably shouldn't share. We have a dead man security system. It was pulled from an old man, a dead old man's house. And it was donated to us because, like a lot of people,
it's his password.
Everybody thought we were rich when we built this place out, but we did it on a shoestring budget, and I believe it was a second-hand piece of equipment that we got.
His
and here's the best part.
Is the password kill the Nazis?
Yeah. Here's the best part, Brendan. Brendan, we looked up our account. We can't figure out who's paying for our monitoring.
Whoa.
It's just happening. It's just in the sky somewhere. It's not us.
Whoa.
It's something that fell between the cracks.
Yeah, it fell between the cracks.
Anyway, we don't even...
God.
By the way...
I got to get out of here.
No one needs security monitoring.
You just need the alarm to go off, and then the neighbors are like, what the hell?
No, but who's paying for your security thing?
We don't know.
The most expensive things we have here are the drugs in my business drawer.
Yeah.
But is it the old man's honey hole?
If you take Tom's honey hole of red Sumatra kratom, we are fucked. Straight fucked.
But there's not even anything.
Fucked.
I mean, some computer. Like, no one's stealing a computer.
No, they would steal computers. I mean, bums will steal Vizio TVs, and they're everywhere. But anyway, so Tom comes in. I'm like, oh, this is fine. You know, I mean, maybe they're not going to come. You know, maybe the lady did tell me. She hung up on me. It hung up on my face and said, you know, I'm calling the police.
But does she know your name?
Yeah, I was telling her. I'm like,
so you're on the record.
Yeah. She know there's record. She might have a recorded call of me yelling, and I'm like, please, like. So then, I love that everybody says, help.
But no, like for payment stuff. Like if your name is, she knew your name.
Yeah, no, I want to keep it free though. I want to keep it free.
Might not be
it could have been.
No,
we forgot.
It's free.
But the secret password, can't you just verify that the owner's there with his like some security information? Like
the security information is the password.
Well, no, but they should give you more than one.
That only you are supposed to know.
They should give you another out because I'll tell you what happened.
Who remembers all that? Just tell like what year were you born? What high school did you go to?
Yeah.
Something like
those
that.
are the easy things for people to scam. That's why they don't use those anymore.
I get what I agree and disagree. There needs to be another way because
complicated secret code. I forgot 20.
That's your fault.
Ago.
You didn't write it down.
Well, here's what happened.
Write it down.
Here's what happened. I called the one place that our monitoring got sold to. They tell me you got to call the main place to get the code reset.
What?
So I call the main place to get the code reset, and they're like, no, you got to call the small place again that bought it to get your code reset. The second time I called back to the small, like, mom and pop that owns our monitoring, I'm like, hey, man, I've been battling this all day. I got a shit ass, and I'm like, tell him the whole thing.
Yeah.
He's like, let me look. He's like, your passcode is this.
Did he tell him?
He just told me the passcode.
Over the phone.
Yeah. Over the phone.
What was it?
I can't tell you. I can't tell you the passcode.
Oh, you didn't reset
What does it start with?
It starts with a S.
Oh, I
know what it is.
Yeah.
Shit ass.
God damn it, Princess! Now we gotta reset it.
This guy's got the
They're all
goods.
gonna kill us now.
Sucking titties.
Now that
Now we
that
gotta
short
reset.
story that I presented to you better than 6 cents.
Sucking on these titties.
Cents. 6 cents.
So the second thing that happened.
Wait, well, hold on. Did the cops show up?
not for 45 minutes to an hour.
Oh, they did come though.
They did, and we get the go.
Yeah, because when I showed up that
go.
morning, you're like, you guys, you missed it, Sam. The
Big
cops
knock.
came, and I'm like, what?
Big knock on the door.
Were they
and,
hot?
and then I go outside.
Were they hot?
You goddamn right they were. It was a lady cop.
Was it the lady that helped you with the hit and run?
No,
Oh.
this one's even more beautiful. This is a blonde. I don't want to be. I'm going to be disrespectful. Blonde, humongous titties.
Wow.
Like from Reno
Perfect
911?
body. Perfect body. And in like one of those like I'll fuck you up buns.
Oh, because she used to be a dancer.
Perfect makeup.
I
Big.
wish- we should have had some
blonde.
pallets in here.
I'm like, it was Jocelyn Jane. It was a Jocelyn Jane if I'm sitting here. If I'm lying, I'm
Well, you
dying.
guys aren't the clientele.
We are not.
They should have mixed
Whip it out,
in.
Tom. Whip it out.
They should have mixed in some nerdy white guys. They should have mixed in some white.
No, they did that. They did that. That was the fuck five.
Well, that's that's humiliation and
Yeah, those
like,
are the nerds. They go to the convenience store and there's a nerd and he's like, I'm just working this shift for my friend. And they're like, pull your pants down, nerd. Look at your tiny cock. We're going to suck it soft. And they suck it while it's soft. And he's like, please stop, please stop. You've seen all these.
That's a porn?
Yeah, it's called the
Yeah.
Fuck Five, the Fast Fuck Five. What is there? The Fabulous
It's a
Fuck
team.
Five.
They're a team.
They're a team of 5 baddies. Is that what the kids say?
Yeah.
They're a team of 5 baddies that
Thotties.
go and they suck fat nerd softies.
Come on. So,
Welcome to the show, everybody.
I love it.
so we also got served some paperwork.
What?
I'm sorry, is it Fuck 5-0? No,
it's
that's
a team.
No, it's not. It's like the fuck team.
It's the F
fuck
team
5.
five.
The
Can I
fuck.
see?
You don't want to say the word
F
fuck
team
now.
five.
Or
Yeah, too much.
It's the fuck team 5. Yeah, they're awesome.
We got some.
Don't give the details.
who's
Don't put it
suing
on
you?
camera. Don't put it
I
on
won't.
camera.
Okay, well, so we're
Bad.
we're
It's in front of me.
It's real bad.
we're
It
doing
is?
we're doing an interview. No,
because this guy.
This happened yesterday.
Yeah, it's because this guy's whipped it out of the Clear Channel.
Which also, Brendan, this proves beyond a shadow of a doubt to me what happened after this happened. That nobody here trusts me at all. With and in the back of their mind, I've been
In
waiting.
the front of my mind, I'll tell you. I don't
Well, at least
trust you.
Sam has been waiting
least I'm
for
honest.
some sort of bad thing to
I was
happen.
waiting for this shit to hit the fan.
Every day.
And I thought it was
Okay.
happening yesterday.
I also want the record to reflect. I do care.
And Daniel's been waiting, too.
I do like. What did you just say? I want to make sure I phrase it right. You said you've been.
Waiting for the shit to hit the fan?
Yeah. Okay. I just want to. I'm honest, but I also don't care. I want to make that known.
Yeah, okay, but you
I
guys
just want to get
nervous.
away
You care.
from the association as soon as possible.
Right.
Yeah.
Me too.
And I'm technically not a part of T&D media,
No.
so I was just going to leave
No.
yesterday
Keep saying that out
and
loud.
not say shit.
Keep saying it out loud.
You're too wrapped in.
You could join the.
I'm
they could
not
be
on
the,
any
They could be the
paperwork.
fuck 4-6.
Plus,
We did an event that's getting sued, and I keep saying like, I'm not on paperwork.
That's right, baby.
I don't talk about
Contracted worker, 1099.
I'll start screaming your name when I'm in the interrogation room.
Gross.
Anyway,
You already
and then it
do,
whip it out.
bitch. You already do. Whip
So-
it out.
so
Oh my God.
It was Brenda.
so
From Bithlow.
we're doing an interview yesterday for ACT for this coming Monday.
Who was it?
Ryan,
Yeah,
with
it
the
was
book.
Ryan. So,
Our buddy Ryan Reese,
Ryan
he just
Reese.
came out with a book. You
Yeah.
can find it on Amazon.
Yeah, go get it. A Greater Loss, a thriller. Find it and buy it.
no one else was scheduled, so all of a sudden, while we're doing the interview, because I keep one
Yeah,
headphone
I didn't
off,
even hear it.
I hear a knock at the door. So then
Tom gives me the signal.
I
Yeah,
give
he's like, oh my God, it's the fuck 4-5. And I'm the lucky nerd with the softie.
So I point at Sam. I'm like, hey, you point towards
I've
the
been
door
waiting
like someone's
my
at the
whole
door.
life.
And I thought it was
But
like
show her the way you
UPS.
point. You're like, you.
No.
Motherfucker.
I usually give the, I don't know, someone's there to kill us. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know. I looked at him and I'm like, I was kind of mouthed, like, who is it?
Yeah,
and
he
he
always
was like,
got
oh.
that.
I'm like, okay.
So I thought it was UPS or something. Anyway, so Sam goes to the door,
So
comes
you
back,
said Sam in case he...
and
well, we were in the middle of an interview.
Yeah,
we
we're
normally
literally
send
talking.
We normally send Sam, and I just want
Yeah.
also the record to reflect. It's only because of her job title, not
not 'cause she's a woman?
But it does
Well, we're
seem
we're talking
like
to
bullshit to
our
be
guests.
like, go do. You know, it's like, well,
No. If we were just, I usually, if someone knocks on the door,
Well,
if
yeah,
anything,
you get it.
I'll be the first.
Sam, get it.
person to go.
They don't even say anything. They just nod at me. Get on.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Sam comes back, doesn't say anything. We finish the interview.
I was quiet until you saw me. I came in here. I'm Googling
I'm proud
shit.
of you. I'm proud of you. That's some ride or die shit. Stone cold poker face.
Go look at the Twitch feed and see how much I'm sweating when I come and sit back down.
I missed her anxiety. She didn't tip me off at all. I noticed shit. He notices nothing. I noticed. Like I looked over. She was fine. I appreciate your. That was so professional.
Is it legit?
So,
I
mean, it's legit.
So
I go to the back door. I look at the front door. I look at the front door. I don't see anybody. I'm like, okay, that's weird because usually, if it's a guest or somebody at the front door.
Sure.
Look out the back and there's just a dude standing there. I'm like, all right. And I see he has papers in his hand.
And he's wearing pants.
He is wearing pants.
That's good.
God, the chat room thinks we had ourselves served on the air, Chief.
You were served on the air.
No, but ours is real.
Sam was going to do that joke.
I was going to do it, but then I got scared because I thought, okay, we'll get there.
Well, that's how
I would have shit
I almost did it, and then I was like, no.
I'll tell you. You know me very well. With my anxiety, I would have shit my pants. I would have shit my pants.
So I was like, all right. I opened the door, and he was like, is this the offices of T&D Media? And I was like, yes, it is. And then he's like,
never say that.
I need to know whose name it is that I'm giving this paperwork to. And then I go, well, we're recording right now. Do you need to give it to somebody that is is T&D
You knew
Media?
what it was.
Yeah.
You knew what it was.
I didn't know what it was.
You were feeling it out, though. Yeah.
But I wasn't trying to grab some paperwork that wasn't my
God,
shit.
you didn't know what it was. You were in on it.
I thought they had to sign off on it,
She's texting
right?
Travis like, she's like, I told you it's happening
Butler.
now.
I was like, it's finally happening, Butler. So
Ross, drive your van so you can watch.
So then he's like, nope, just need your name, and he's like actively handing me the paperwork, and then I see where it says like, so there's a stamp on there that's like certified, and I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah.
And then for a split second, I'm like, should I go in here and like say, hey, you guys have
Blow
been
the
served?
shit
You
up.
just got
You know what? I'll
served.
give you
bitch.
another compliment. The
Please
fact that you
do.
thought of the joke and still kept it professional. I'm glad you thought of the joke. But
I wanted you to
very
do the
proud of
joke.
you.
No, you should have been. We've been served.
Then I was like, uh-oh.
Next time.
I saw T&D marketing. I saw Tom's name, full name.
She also takes this job very seriously, and thank God that she does.
Yeah.
being
Next
served
time.
on the air is an old radio trick.
Yeah, man, we really got it. Like, we legitimately.
Everything was running through my head of what it could possibly be.
Yeah.
So now I'm like trying to memorize the guy's name.
Did you think it was my divorce at first?
No? You want to know what I thought it was at first?
Yeah, be real, be real.
The boat trailer. Because the guy's name came up at West Palm Beach, and I'm like, oh shit, didn't he say that trailer was registered to somebody at West Palm Beach?
That's good.
I was doing all the research trying to figure out who the guy was.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
People don't sue anybody
Now-
over boat trailers.
I didn't know what the hell was going on. Then I found his name. Then I found his name on some poker website, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Tom owes somebody some poker money.
Yeah, he is a poker guy,
Gambling money.
which did make it more Tom, which is weird.
Right.
Here's
I'm the
another-
only one
There were
named
little
in this.
things. Yeah, only your name was on it.
You know what I thought it was? I thought it had something to do with the other thing that we
Yes.
all know about that we're all handling, and it's fine, that is a scam.
Yes.
Where they try and take advantage of you, and like, it's like a
And then
patent.
they'll send you like fake lawsuits.
Yeah, it's like a
stuff.
patent troll type deal, and that's what I thought it
Ew,
was.
really?
But it,
Yeah.
They
but
shake you down. Or
yeah,
whatever.
they give you a little shakedown. You probably,
But it was like a lot of money, and I was like, oh no.
have just dodged one, and you don't even know it. I'll tell you off the air. You'll laugh.
It was like $21,000
Yeah.
or like a judgment. So anyway,
In 08, it was a judgment.
it's
in
here
08.
we have this the paperwork here.
Yeah, we got it.
But so then
Don't hold it up.
So the I'll hold it up. Here's the thing, because it doesn't
Someone's
matter.
So all I saw was the first page, right? So I recognized the name, and then I'm coming in here basically like, oh, some shit's going down, but I can't tell them anything yet because we're in the middle of recording. So as soon as our guest leaves and we're done recording, I'm like, you guys might want to check out this paperwork. And then Tom is like confused as hell, and he's like, well, it has to be fake. And I'm like, I don't think it's fake, man. Like, this guy took my name down, it's certified. And then no shit, Tom looks at each piece of paper. There's probably, I don't know, 5 to 10 sheets of paper stapled together. He looks at each paper for 0.2 seconds, and he goes, this is nothing. And I go, it has your name on it.
I like that.
He goes, this can't be for us.
Extreme confidence.
Well, there was a.
He's like, this has got to be bullshit. And I'm like,
I was right.
You're right.
But
You're right.
the
Oh, it's not real.
And we're like,
No,
what?
it is.
It is 100%
How many times did
real.
you and I? How many times, Dan, did you and I ask Tom while he was looking at this for a few seconds? What is it for? What does it say?
Well, he's
and
still
he goes,
processing
He goes,
it.
quote, It says nothing. And there's 10 pages of words.
He's processing it.
So this dude,
I would have read that whole shit.
They wouldn't hand it to me for a minute. I think they were scared.
Before I gave it to him, I would have locked myself up, pretended I have a shit ass, and read the whole thing.
So,
then came back out, was like, here you go.
I'm well aware in my mind of things that I could be sued for, or the company could be sued for. There's a
running list.
Oh, yeah,
I will say.
We also know of someone that just told us, not you, but another person that's getting sued about another event. So we're like,
yeah.
We actually do think about that a lot, and I wasn't really scared of it being a legitimate one because I know you think about this stuff. I mean, I could see that, but like he does think about it a lot. Like we've carried insurance on events that we didn't need. Like
but people sue people for anything.
Yeah, you're right.
So I was like, something's going on.
You're right.
But
it's scary no matter what.
There's lots of things that I've made the call where like, nah, it'll be fine.
Yeah,
but
there's a lot of those.
I've done a lot of it'll be fine.
It's fine.
It's like the chances are, no one what are the fucking gaming boards and things I'm like FCC, all these different things I've said, like I'm like one day probably statistically it won't be fine, but it hasn't happened yet. And
that's why I thought. I was like, this is the time, it's not fine.
But the thing is, the value is taking the small chance, because if you never take those chances, that's what giant corporations do. They never do anything because they're always their number one thing is afraid of getting sued.
Yeah, protect
so
it.
That's
protect it.
That's the one advantage.
Protect the wealth
that we have
sure.
is that we're small, so we can move fast and make split-second decisions, and that's the only advantage we have over $1 billion corporation.
But you make a lot of noise.
Yeah.
We are the Barry Sanders of media companies.
Well, it's just that we don't have any money. We don't have millions of dollars for someone to sue for. So it's like
they just wanted $21,000.
Yeah, anyway. Or 21, 23,000. That'll sink the boat.
So I'm glad you're okay.
All it is, and this is what I wanted to talk about.
Pretty interesting.
It's just some sort of collections agency that's trying to find and collect a debt from some dude
from the person
named Thomas D. All right,
Yeah.
So, and I won't say his last name, but anyway, so apparently Thomas D. got a judgment against him, and so the collections agency basically, I guess, has
looks like it might be child support too.
Scoured.
I was doing some digging.
The internet and random, just maybe.
They think it's you?
Well, no, it's just because
somehow they think that this person works for T&D Media or T&D Marketing.
Yeah.
So somehow they think that he's an employee here.
But there's never been.
And they wanted to garnish his wages via this company.
So what they're doing is, I believe that we kind of got. Here's a good example. I think you figured this out.
The only correlation is we're T&D, and this guy's name was Thomas. Was last name started with D?
I think he is related to a company.
Yeah,
that
there's
has
another
TD
company that has TD or TM in it. And they're just throwing 1,000 darts at every target. They're like because if you hit, like, let's say you get a company and they do know that guy or he did work there, well, it was worth it,
Yeah. So
they blanket it.
I didn't know they do that. Where there's no correlation.
Oh, no, I'm just guessing. It
had to have been that
because it was.
You could sue them back for emotional distress.
Sam, it was TM that you found.
Make some money, honey.
That doesn't exist anymore. The old emotional distress.
No, it does. It's why I got my medical marijuana certification.
Exactly. And it's why I take my dog. It's why I take my dog in a Whole Foods.
You just walk in the door and they give it to you.
Sam found him connected to a company that was similar but not
exact.
So they're just kind of playing it and hitting all of it.
Somebody mistyped something.
Yeah, and then from what we looked up, me and Andrew.
What the fuck? I'm mad at this company.
It's always like the paralegals, right? They probably put in one wrong thing. They pulled up our address.
So I called.
Artificial intelligence.
You had to pay someone to serve the paper. By the way, which he served improperly because you have to hand it to the actual person.
That's why I asked the guy. I was like, "You sure he doesn't have to be someone that is part of T&D?" Because I'm not. Again, technically, I'm not y'all's employee. I'm not on a payroll for you guys.
You're a contracted.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not under T&D Media as an employee.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
I think that's a tax loophole that I'm trying to cheapen out on.
I think I got it. I think I figured it out. It's not a.
I mean, legally, I'm not.
I know. Yeah.
It is
it's for taxes.
It's not really a law firm
official.
doing it, and it's not really official. The reason he didn't have to really give it to Tom is because it is real, and they are trying to find this guy.
But they weren't serving him; they were serving the company. So maybe that's why.
No,
but it's not even a.
It's not even real.
Right, it's not a serve. Because
it's not a real.
They were kind of like, "Hey, we're letting you know we're going to garnish his wages via your company."
They're just trying to track the guy down, and this is a pressure technique.
They're fleshing.
It's intimidating, right? Like it scared all of us.
Well,
They're
now
trying
that
to
I know
flush
it's
him
not
out.
real, I don't care
I got it
anymore.
backwards.
Yeah, this time you got to.
I called him, and then the guy.
Damn it.
When I called and I got the guy on the phone,
And he was like, "Tell me your passcode."
Well, no, he was like the saddest. He was like the saddest millennial that hates his job because I'm like, hey man, I got this letter.
He probably
and
has to deal with this bullshit all the time.
well, no, when I told him everything, he's like, oh yeah, just you got any letterhead? Just send me a letter saying that you had nothing to do with this with your letterhead, and I'll take it off there. I'm really sorry.
You're really channeling him.
Because I told him,
good.
I said, you scared our producer half to death. You scared. I was like, this is stupid, man.
I'm not kidding about
he's like,
I'll put this on record. I wasn't scared at all, even when
Well, I was. Anytime you're being sued, I'm not gonna say I was scared. Like, I'm terrified, but yeah, my anxiety went up.
concerned.
I was concerned. Yeah, I'll go with concerned. It wasn't like we got it and I was like, nothing concerns me. Tough.
You could talk to your therapist, get it down on paper that yes, it distressed you.
Yeah,
and then you
like,
can counter sue them.
I was like, great, something we have
and use
to
the money to get Sam as an official Tom and Dan employee.
So
she can take
by the way,
subpoenas.
we're going to get emails.
I don't know if I want to
Takes the penis.
be under this umbrella.
Takes the
So when they finally do get served.
But it's actually worse for you if you were an employee for this company because you get paid less. Because
Takes the penis.
We'd have to take out taxes out of you. It's better for you to pay taxes. Because it actually saves you money by doing it this way. Because we're so small, we can't offer you any health insurance.
Oh, I'm
or
not
anything.
attacking you.
No.
pretty expensive.
People will say like, "Oh, why is Sam an employee?" Like it's better for her this way for her money purposes.
I don't know if we could do it the other way.
We could, but it would cost her a bunch of money, and there would be no benefit because we don't have any health benefits or anything like that to offer as a incentive to even be
we do not.
I don't have any. I get private health insurance, and Daniel goes through his wife.
Yourself.
So we don't. We're too small of a company.
Yeah, what do you think of the Obamacare?
I pay $25 a month.
I need to talk to you then.
That's pretty good.
So I love it through the marketplace.
that's not
I
bad
tried
at
that.
all.
They wanted me to pay $400
yours
bucks
is
a month.
way higher than that.
400.
Yeah.
It's based on what you can report. As
There
far
ain't
as
no way I'm making
money.
more than Brendan.
I got 3 jobs.
If you have to be as far as if he can get $25 a month insurance.
Oh, right, because it's based on percentages.
Crystal looked at Obamacare through our private thing, and it was like $2,000 a month.
What?
With the family, right?
Yeah, and then I went to, it was more because it would make too much.
You got to go through the marketplace. And they have little reps that can help you.
but
I need to go to the library and
I had a
talk
rep
to
to it.
somebody.
Yeah.
If you make a lot, they say, "Oh, you got to pay a lot." That's how it works.
Yeah.
So that's I get paid.
We've been doing a lot of that this week. It seems like.
You make a lot, you pay a lot.
That's how it works.
So we are not
Communism.
being sued. I wrote the letter. I sent it out yesterday, so that should be taken care of. Hopefully,
But one day we will be.
Yeah,
I'm waiting
absolutely.
for it.
Yeah, it'll happen.
It's a rite of passage.
I think those
for any
other things
business.
are going to happen. Those other ones, they're coming.
Our first lawsuit was for a photo that got pulled in by. We had a scrub thing on our website for
you
event
told us
calendar.
about that,
and
yeah.
it just took in an event for Facebook, and they had used a watermarked photo that was not their own, and they had like a law firm that scrubs and looks for those photos.
Fuck those companies.
With the Google images.
Those companies could eat 10,000 dicks because they're not trying to do anything except
Vegan
for
dicks.
extort a bunch of people. They buy a bunch of rights to that shit and just mass sue as many people.
Night of 10,000 Dicks is my autobiography title.
They just harass you until you pay. Ignore that shit. Punt that shit straight in the trash.
There you go. Put it with the jury duty summons.
Yeah, because it's not like the original artist is being like protected in some way, or that it's just
They're just farming for money. Just farming. Yeah, I get it. Everybody's got to have a thing.
Ignore it all. Even regular lawsuits, just punt them on.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to play by your rules.
Stress it.
Doctor notes, whatever don't
hit up
listen to
Mo for legal advice, not Tom Van.
Yeah, just call
I'll say
Mo.
that,
But ours is free, and it's really bad.
Most of the time, Mo's advice is free.
Yeah, Mo will talk to you for sure.
Say, oh,
Especially
you're
if you're on the BDM page. Hit him up.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, I want to talk to Brendan about doing mushrooms with your dad.
Oh, yeah.
We have a lot to chat about. Dude.
Okay.
We're going to talk about your trip, that photo of the compound that your friends took that we're writing.
Oh, my cabin.
The unbelievable photo. My God,
it's
man.
gorgeous.
Just to have that framed somewhere and just like to be able to look at it all the time.
I'll tell you all about it.
Yeah. We're looking forward to that. Let's see what we got for music today.
Better be good.
I think it's pretty good. I
want
think
some big wreck.
I think it's pretty good. We're going to do like a little bit of funk today. I think we're doing some hip hop today, which I normally don't get a lot of hip hop. We're going to start with the band Shallow Pools. The name of the song is Nightmare.
Let's dive into Shallow
Yeah, this is good. This is a danceable track. We'll be right back with more A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan right after this.
Heard the words right from your mouth. I'm the one you dream about. Doesn't matter what or where, there's a fire in your stare. This is going on.
If you're looking for a new vehicle, check out Sport Subaru right there on North John Young Parkway.
Brand new dealership, man.
Also, DM Chevy in Claremont if you're looking for a Chevy. But talk to Mike Stacks if you're in the market for a Subaru. That new dealership they have is ridiculous,
Yes,
state-of-the-art.
It's state-of-the-art. It's super nice. It's the type of place that you actually look forward to going to because you cup of coffee and a muffin later, you're out with an oil change.
Yeah.
I mean, it just makes it nicer, man.
And right now, they're giving a lot of money for trade-in vehicles because they're aftermarket and they're used vehicles that they also have there. And you could look at their website and check out all their inventory out. But you can get a lot of money for your current vehicle if you're looking to get a new one.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't necessarily stopped, but the market is always changing. So that's why you need to get a hold of our point of contacts. You got to get a hold of our BDMs. Mike Stacks, he's on the Subaru and Mitsubishi side, and then JC Harrelson, he's on that Chevy side.
Yep, the Don Mealy Chevrolet in Claremont, dmchevy.com. So talk to them. Tell them you're a Tom and Dan listener. They're going to give you the VIP treatment. It's Sport Subaru and DM Chevy.
He's an introvert.
I'm really going to try and put more and more jazz into the show. Does that mean we're old? If I put jazz into the... No.
Means you are.
No, I mean, like, that's almost like hip-hop. That's the Funky JCs with Heights Party. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom. Let me tell you about Manscaped. Manscaped.com.
Your vibrator just turned on.
We're promoting the Handyman portable shaver. You can USB charge, leave in your car, or...
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah, I'm more excited that I caught it.
I mean, I don't know if we're supposed to say this. I hope this doesn't hurt the relationship, but I think it's the best Manscaped product.
I'm going to use
because
it
it's the pocket shaver that goes in the backpack. It goes in your bag.
Yeah.
It goes in your car. You can
Need
charge
a shave on the go?
Yeah.
Just hit up Manscaped.
Just call a homo.
You can say that.
All right, you can say that. We
I
can't.
can.
If only you were black.
Privilege.
Can I say it? Why can't I say it?
You can say it. No one said you couldn't.
Brendan,
Can I say it?
Anyway,
You can.
I had a friend that used to pretend to be black on the radio.
Oh, I know this person.
Only like 10 years ago.
Yeah, it was a... Can I say it?
I don't know.
I don't think people know that.
hold on. What do you
Wait,
mean?
What
What?
you're saying is a secret that nobody knows.
Oh, really?
Only you and I know.
Tell me.
Sam may
Hold
know.
on. Promo code TOMANDDAN20. All right.
Promo code. No, but seriously.
Manscaped.
Sorry,
Promo
Manscaped.
code TOMANDDAN20 to get that brand new shaver. and
20% off, free shipping worldwide.
I love the ball spray.
then it smells
Yeah,
great.
and so do my friends.
And this is my second favorite, Weed Whacker. This is great. If you got nose hairs, I'm looking right at you, Mike B. If you got nose hairs, this is the one you want.
Yeah.
This thing is silent, and I charged it one time. And how long have we been working with Manscaped?
Oh, it's been months and months.
Well, I haven't had to recharge
From the
it.
chat,
That's how
does
efficient.
this little guy work on women's legs?
Oh, yeah.
Me? I'll get them. I'll eat them up. I'll eat them good.
Want me to try it on my legs?
Sure.
They're basically women's
I
legs.
mean, I wouldn't do
Do
it
you
dry.
Do you shave your legs normally when you do drag?
No, the nylons kind of just pull it
that's
through.
true,
Also,
yeah.
it looks pretty
You
good.
guys have white legs.
He's
God, they're
Canadian.
beautiful.
Thanks for noticing.
Can I paint you? I want to paint you.
I want to be like an Asian concubine
My God,
that's never seen the sun.
You look like his sons.
My God, you're such a sweet porcelain doll.
That's what I want. That's what the old men that I go after. They want me to just lay there like a sex doll.
big and porcelain and Canadian.
Put on those big rubber lips and just lay there and shut shut up.
So, Brendan, who used to pretend to be black on the radio?
Okay,
Should we say?
I don't know.
I don't really like him anymore. We can say
I
it.
have
Say
no.
it.
Okay,
I have no idea.
I'm not connected
He's
to that.
kind of a garbage human.
I don't
Well,
have
then
a fight.
say it.
I don't have a
Oh,
fight.
hold
Why are we
on.
protecting
We're gonna
this
start some
garbage
radio
human that
I'll
was
say it.
faking to be
I'll
black?
say it. I'll say it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I believe what I was told is that the character of Lady Raptastic was
This is changing my whole life.
was a white gay guy.
I'm
Yeah.
so mad now.
Sorry.
Yeah. And he used to call in all the
Yeah.
time. Yeah,
I
yeah.
am.
Yeah.
This has changed the trajectory of my life.
You didn't know?
I thought
No,
you
I did
knew
not.
that. I'm sorry. I've known that I should have told you that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So, Lady Raptastic.
Yeah. Who used to call in to.
Hello,
SBK.
please.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
it was on SBK show a lot.
Yeah.
Did Kevin know? He must have,
Yeah,
right?
I mean because
I think he'd do it in the studio.
Yeah, he would go to the studio and do the character, and I think because of just the way things get fleshed out, and the way the world works.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna have to talk.
Are we
after
starting
this.
some shit?
I don't think so. She had a podcast for a little while that was on the
Yeah.
Crespo's thing, right? Wasn't it on the
PFT? I think
media?
it lasted a month.
Yeah, but I remember all of that. So look, I don't know the person who did it. I just knew it was a gay white guy.
I know the person who did it.
No, okay.
Garbage.
Okay,
We
there
will
you go.
talk
Garbage.
after the show.
Yeah. So there you go.
I don't mind that we outed him.
We're dipping our toe into
We might
controversy.
get a lawsuit
here.
now, though.
Tom's been wanting the
Well,
controversy.
as long as it's true.
It's true.
Well, then
And
no.
it's coming from Brendan.
No! Which is not a representative of bungalow.com. When I'm here,
Did we?
I'm myself.
Yeah, you're an independent
Yeah,
contractor
yeah,
here.
yeah.
You're just a loose cannon Gen Xer when you get here. What?
Showing my titty.
I
Did
don't
I
even
hurt
remember.
people's feelings by saying that? Did people not know that? Like, I'm sorry.
No, the chat room's kind of freaking
Didn't
out.
hurt my feelings. I'm legitimately shocked.
Stunned.
I did not know that.
Stunned.
Hold on. Does Angel know English?
He's still running with that bit. Don't blow it for
That
him.
was my favorite bit. I said, go back to that.
And that's my nugget. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
said-
Wow.
You recently went up to Canada.
I did. Thanks for noticing. It was
And
great.
I followed your trip on social media.
Uh-huh.
These are the most beautiful photos of a trip of anybody I've seen. Like, truly, man. Like, I've never seen a place like that.
I think it
Tell us about
was
it.
the best trip I've ever had, and I've been around the world, and I think everything just vibrated the right frequency. I was vibrated at the right frequency. I just kind of like meshed up with my hometown. Everything was perfect. I saw people I hadn't seen in
great.
forever. Like, oh yeah, just like a really like soul regenerating trip. And it was to see my dad. I brought up my friend Jim Hobart, who has the Legacy Life Project, and he interviews elders in your family.
I remember you told us about that.
Yeah, to make
Yeah.
mini documentaries about their lives, before they forget
I
everything.
should have done that, man. Like the Legacy Life Project, I deep dove into this last night
Okay.
because I knew you were coming in. I started and then watching a lot of the stories, the
Yeah.
other stories he's done. It's really cool, man. Like it is. I wish we'd done it with your pop. I wish I'd done it with my dad. It would have been perfect for your grandpa.
Again, though, stories I couldn't share with anybody else.
But that's fine.
Well,
It's
though,
really
it could be
for you.
personal. It's a personal thing. It's not.
Yeah.
You're not doing it for entertainment.
Yeah.
It's really
No.
just.
He's going to use some of them for promotional stuff for himself because
Yeah.
he did it for free. Jim Hobart. He
Yeah.
flew himself to Canada with all of his equipment and stayed with us for 4 days. Action-packed, crazy Northern Ontario days. Everything went great. And stories my dad hadn't really thought about in a long time, so it was kind of like a mental exercise for him too. He's 81 and he smokes weed every day, all day. I woke up on the first day. I woke up to a leaf blower. It was 8 a.m. and I remember thinking, "Oh, I woke up before 10.
Yeah.
Cool. Love
Good
it.
job.
Good job, Brendan." And I look out my window. I'm on the second floor, and there's my dad on the roof in his underwear with a leaf blower. And he stops and he's like, "Wakey, wakey," because he's literally doing it to wake me up because he's so excited I'm home. He doesn't want me to
Aw,
sleep
your
anymore.
dad is so cute.
And he's standing there,
That's
and then he
cool, dude.
reaches out and he holds a pipe and he's like, "Hey, you want to smoke? Come on
Your
out.
dad
Let's have
sounds
a
like
smoke."
the greatest dad of all time.
Wow.
And I was like, "It's 8 a.m. I haven't even said hi to Mom yet, who
Wake
does not
and
like
bake.
smoking."
Who needs mom when you got dad and weed?
You gotta wake and bake.
He got a little mad, and then he walked away and turned his leaf blower on and sulked on the roof for a little bit.
Don't hurt his feelings.
Well, because I didn't want to smoke at 8 a.m. I had shit to do.
I feel like there's an age that you can get to where you realize, like, well, I could do drugs all day. And there's no repercussions anymore.
Age is 47.
And it's legal. It's legal in Canada.
Yeah.
You know, weed just like federally, so it's everywhere. Like everywhere.
I like how they classified it as medicine, so you go like, I need my medicine.
That's right.
That's here. But in Canada, it's just recreational. It's just fun.
And they're like, what does it cure? Reality.
They're actually not doing super well in Canada because everyone likes growing their own. That's part of the law is you can grow your own
Right.
for personal use. And everyone's just kind of, they've all got plants. You know,
Although a big
I don't
pain
want a
in the
plant,
ass
no.
of growing because
I want the space age and concentrate it and make it like 700%. Like I don't want the plants. That's too natural. I want it.
No.
I want you to take the plant and take 1,000 of them and turn it into a dot that when I put it on my tongue, it blows my titties off.
like you threw all of the pot into a black hole and then it like concentrated it into a pellet.
That's what I want.
well, the problem with the
Pot
plant is if it's outside, it'll only bud like twice a year or whatever it is.
You gotta
But
collect
apparently
it.
they don't need to smoke that much up there. I don't know. Everyone's just
Well,
kind
they're
of
less
blissed
stressed in Canada.
Okay, yeah, you can make an argument for that.
But no, the whole thing was lovely, and I got to hang out with my half sister, who we only recently learned about. But I had met her
On
before.
whose side?
My dad had a surprise daughter.
Did he know about her?
He knew about. Okay, so
Let's get the tea.
yeah, I guess I just won't say names.
Yeah, whatever you're comfortable
They'll
with.
never listen.
Her parents don't know that she knows now, so it's kind of a drama. But
Ooh, I hope they sue us for this.
Oh, man. And then
they're not listening.
And then they call and I'm like, I have a shit ass. Help!
My dad went home after university and slept with his old girlfriend, and she got pregnant, and then she didn't tell him, and so he came back 10 years later when he was dating my mom, and he saw his daughter dancing, and the mother said, "That's your daughter. You're never going to talk to her. She thinks someone else is her dad. You're not in her life. You can, go fuck off." And so Dad didn't talk to her. But he had like a network of family
sad.
watching out for her whole life. So he'd get updates. He knew what was happening, but he didn't tell my mom until maybe 5 years ago.
Yikes.
Because they watched Brokeback Mountain together, and he was like, "Secrets suck." And then he told Mom.
I
And,
watch gay sex and I just start spilling my
God.
I just start spilling. I tell all the secrets.
But she's an environmentalist, and she's an amazing artist. She works on movie sets. She was tucking Bryan Cranston into bed a million times for
Your
this
whole
movie
family's
that they were
cool.
just
This
doing.
isn't fair.
It's she could have been a real dud. You know?
Yeah.
And
but
she
she's
is not. And we
Yeah.
had such a great time. She spent the whole trip that I was up there. She stayed with us. She helped
That's
with the
dope,
documentary. And then we went to my cabin, which is on the north shore of Lake Superior, and we stayed there for like 3 or 4 days out of the 12 that I was there.
It's so beautiful, man.
It is just a really special, pure, wonderful spot, and it's really special to me and my life. And my dad and my mom lived there for their first year together, and because my mom was waiting for her green card, and they worked like in the Lake Superior Provincial Park together, making trails. So like our life started there, and we always kind of go back there as a family. If you don't know what, I guess the photos are on my Instagram if you want to see it. B Keeps.
That's his Instagram.
My
name.
Instagram.
That's not just a cool phrase you yell when
It's my old tagging name was where that came from.
B keeps.
But no, just lovely. We did mushrooms with my dad. He had never done anything beyond pot before in his life, and my sister had a couple in her bag, and so she gave only a little bit, and she gave me some. She did some, and we were like, we just made an executive decision to not share with Dad. Because again, he's 81, and it's that cabin it can be dangerous. Like if you're not paying attention, you could fall and really hurt yourself. But he saw us and he was like, "Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing over there?" And I was like, "Mushrooms. We just did some mushrooms." And she was like, "Actually, a chunk just got stuck in my teeth." And she pulled it out of her mouth and she gave it to Dad. And it was like, actually, I didn't think it was gross for like maybe for a split second. I was like, "Oh, gross." oh, he did it. And then it was like, oh, this is actually just a really
bonding
intimate
moment.
Bonding moment.
Yeah.
That's a baby bird.
Yeah.
That's baby bird.
And she baby birded dad. And they're like really working on their relationship. They love each other. They're very kindred spirits. And yeah, so we kind of like microdosed
and what a
together.
What a great to hear the all of that sounds like it could have been stressful, and it could be, but
no
the
stress.
fact that they are like continuing the relationship and getting great things out of it's rad.
And he's in a stage of his life where he just wants some love, and my brother and I are down here in Florida, and she's up there in the north, so she can look after him, and she's engaged, and she wants to know more about him and what that means for her relationships.
Does her mom now know that she has a relationship with him? No. They're keeping that
so
secret.
that's a big secret, which is such a bummer. I hate secrets.
Baby steps,
I don't live my life.
I mean, this whole Lady Raptastic thing has blown my mind.
I'm sorry.
Fuck a secret, you guys.
Well, a lot of families are like that. I'll give you an example, and this isn't any shade whatsoever, but I think most people listening to this can identify. On Andrea's side of the family, they don't really communicate the way that my family communicated. I mean, you can tell that, obviously, with the way that Tom and I overshare here, and the fact that it's pretty easy for us to overshare, I mean, your family's sort of the same way. I mean, we're pretty wide open, but Andrea's family, when we got together, it was like
buttoned up.
It was. And when I'll never forget when I think my dad and I were having a full-fledged yelling argument about something very personal. It was like something you just don't talk about. I can't even remember what it is. But Andrea pulled me aside later and was like, hey, are you guys going to be okay? Are you guys going to be good? And I'm like, yeah, of course we are. It's like my best friend. I love, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a different level of communication.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to see after maybe none, or your dad even putting that network out there to kind of watch her, that they're able to reconnect. That's such a...
He has a huge family, and she grew up where he was, and it's like, I think he had 6 sisters, like a very matriarchal family, and they all knew about her, so they were kind of watching out to see what she was about.
And that's so neat, because you always think that when you get to be a certain age or whatever, that it's just you're in, you never know, I mean, it is what you make it, almost, right?
Yeah.
There is something beneficial in my mind about having a child that you never knew about, and then rekindling the relationship after they're an adult.
We have to spin this. It's almost like,
I'm looking at the bright side.
Yeah, you got to look at the bright side.
So because
the slaves
I
learn
thought the
things
bright side
that help
was that
them.
they are now nurturing their relationship and becoming close. I think that's the bright side.
No, I know, but I'm saying overall,
there's another bright side.
Is the fact that
there's going to be some fucked up side right here. Let's wait. The Tom then fucked up side.
Because the more fucked up thing is that rekindling the relationship with someone that abandoned the kid, right? Because then no matter what, it's hard to get beyond the fact that you took off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And there's an embarrassment. So for instance, let's say that me and Crystal never got married, right? Or whatever. Maybe hooked.
Yeah. So now we just fantasizing.
We had a little cry after the mushrooms and we talked about it. It was for things that we missed out on. Because we were swimming together. The stars. I've never seen so many stars in my life. Northern Lights.
This sounds like a magical time.
We were listening to David Bowie with our hands in front of our faces because we felt like we were flying through the stars. It was just, and all you could hear was Lake Superior, which sounds like an ocean, and we had a little cry of what could have been. If we hadn't been kept apart. I always knew I had a sister. I remember asking as a kid all the time, where's my sister? Do we have a sister, right, Dad? Somewhere? What's happening? And he never told us.
Why did you say that, though?
I just always kind of felt he was very open about my dad was kind of a guy about town, so I don't know if I just did the math as a kid.
Well, you're a smart guy.
There's got to be someone
perceptive
out there, So I kind of always knew that I had a sister. So when I found out from my mom, Dad told her right before she came down for a trip. So she was still processing, and then I Googled her immediately, and I was like, "Who is this chick?
Of course,
amazing! Oh my god, I've been waiting my whole life to meet my sister." Now
did she know about you?
No, she found out about me. Well, first I sent her a friend request because we knew some of the same people. Because we kind of travel in the same circles.
Ron Jeremy.
Yeah. Sarah McLachlan.
Yeah.
And but she figured it out when she took a DNA test. And I had done one for the History Center. They had a genome exhibit.
100% that bitch.
Right? And so they did a full family history on me and a DNA test.
That's
so
how
I
my
was on
husband
Ancestry.
found out about his siblings
See?
so far.
Wow.
I'm sure there's more going to show up.
Yeah.
in the
And that's
next
how
few
I
years.
found out I was never supposed to be with my mom and dad. I was supposed to be chucked off a cliff.
What?
Or in a dumpster or something.
Yeah, because
Were you a rescue baby?
No,
well, no, but I was
it
like
came
a
back
preemie.
as like it's
Yeah.
rotten.
They're like, it's dying. They're like, this rotten thing's dying. What do we do with it? They're like, throw it in the dumpster. God,
He's got a tail.
Yeah, they're like, stomp it out first, but they didn't stop me. They forgot to stop me.
Sounds like a side
You gotta
quest at
give
Baldur's
it
Gate.
one good white boot stomp.
Did you see any traits that she has that you have, or any
Yeah.
sort of personality thing, or any that kind of thing?
We're very similar. It's kind of crazy. Like, I am very also of my mother. Like, I look more like my mom than my dad.
Yeah.
She looks really like my dad. Just narrow face. They're both dreamers. She has no sense of time, like my dad. Like, they're always on a side quest. That's all they do. Like, I am more like mainstream, following the main quest adventure guy. They're only doing side quests. So there's never a schedule. She's a ceramicist, and she does little things, which is I have done that. That's like, I did that a lot in high school and university. I was like a small scale sculptor.
Is that what a ceramicist is?
Like when you make ceramics.
Oh, is that what that? Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just.
Like
I've
a
never
potter.
heard that term before. I love that ceramicist.
It's hard.
I mean,
to,
I kind of knew what it meant. I'm not an idiot, but I was like, is
No.
that really for ceramic? That's a cool name.
if you have a sibilant S, you know.
I like that.
And she found out we're both related we're related to the father of modern witchcraft in our history, George Pickengill.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you should look him up. Apparently, he's like
You're related to George Pickengill. I'm related to Anton LaVey, the head of the Satanic Church.
So if we had a baby,
Yeah. Oh, it'd be powerful, baby.
it'd be a butt baby.
Oh, that'd be a powerful gay butt baby. Big satanic butt baby. That's the name of the show. The Big Satanic Butt Baby. Yep, that's it.
Tommy,
How'd you
Dan
find
and Brendan's.
Well, you found that out through your genetic test?
through our back. You just follow the people. You just follow the Pickengills.
Hold on, is this the Canadian version of being a Native American? Everybody
They say they're related to the Godfather of witchcraft.
They follow your family tree. You pay for it. It's a service.
Did someone tell you this?
Yeah, the History Center. I have a giant
okay.
binder of
The
everyone
Orange
I'm
County
related to.
Regional History Center.
Okay, I thought this was the Cherokee Princess of Canada.
No.
That's a thing, by the way.
Yeah, well, my dad's an archaeologist, so we've...
Oh, yeah. He's probably
They're a
got some-
family of science, Tom.
Yeah.
So,
Smart people.
That's a
I say that,
family-
but we burn sweetgrass all the time. It's great.
so
Our little
that,
prayer.
that I'm curious. That cabin to you guys is like a family, like lake cabin
Yeah,
that's
so-
passed along for years. That's going to eventually be yours, and
Yeah, I would actually think that it's probably going to go to my sister just because she's there, you know? Like,
Right,
and she knows shit. She's a big-time canoeist, and they camp all the time, and I would be super bummed. Hopefully we can share it. But that is in the back of my head of like, well,
Or
she's
at least
there.
get to stay there every
She's
once in a
there.
while, right?
Yeah, I'd like to make
Put
it into an
another
artist retreat.
little cabin next to it.
It needs it's the most beautiful piece of coastline. It is so special. That rock jutting out from the front
ridiculous,
is
dude.
quartz. Like I would say 80% quartz. So it's kind of like warm.
It's crazy.
It's a little magical, you know.
Yeah, it
It's
doesn't
cool.
look like a normal
No.
It definitely looks like if you were a developer picking a spot,
yeah.
you go.
That's where it
this
goes.
is the spot.
And
Yeah.
it was made by the glaciers. So when the glaciers retreated from the Great Lakes, they scraped right down to the bedrock. And so that's literally like primordial, bedrock building materials of the earth.
There are
exposed to the elements. And then the lake has like washed it over tens of thousands of years to make it smooth. And it's
crazy.
That's why I always thought as a kid, like, oh, there should be mermaids out on this rock. Like, why aren't there mermaids?
And you got to do that.
And I did it. I brought out my mermaid tail and we took some photos. And
I saw I
Yeah,
saw the
you were
too much
looking
weed.
kind of beefy
Oh,
too,
thank
man. Like
you.
lean. I was like, you look good.
I just built some stairs out of wood for my dad.
There you go.
On the
Yeah.
deck.
You
so we
were
could get down.
freshly worked out.
Yeah.
The another thing
I was
noticed,
portaging some canoes around.
I'd also like to pay you a compliment. The chat room filled with straight straight men who want to marry you for the cabin.
Oh, that's nice.
Purely for the cabin.
Well,
All right.
Yeah.
Does your
Whip it out, guys. Let me see.
Yeah,
Do you
Who gets it? Gotta be
Airbnb it
equality
when
day.
the family's not using it?
No, it's wood heat. It hasn't had electric forever. We just added solar panels.
People love that rustic cabin Airbnb.
then
You're going to make some money.
They get out there, they don't know what they're doing.
You
gotta
could
go
burn
out
it
there.
down. Someone will burn it down. So it needs to be like foolproof, and we haven't figured out how to do that. But it should be Airbnb. It's just really special. My dad
you don't
could just
fuck
be
it
there,
up.
like showing them how to use the wood furnace. He could get it started for them. It's a wood stove. I actually did a video of what you need to do to like feed wood into the. You have.
So
it's like a
crazy
puzzle.
rustic.
It's bare
real.
bones.
It's
Outhouse.
primitive. It's very primitive.
Yeah, there's an outhouse, and if you don't know, you have to put ashes after you take a poop because the ash suppresses the smell. You know, like you're literally pooping
God.
into a bucket.
Yeah.
You know?
Have they
This
jumping
is
the ashes on
this
it?
is more camping than your camping trip with your family.
Oh, of
yeah.
course. Oh, of course.
They
on,
bring
yeah.
their own bathroom and kitchen.
No, we poop into a bucket as well.
Don't you rent porta potties?
A bucket's a
though?
bucket. That's a big bucket.
You remember, they don't like the porta potties.
Oh, funny.
They
The
Well,
kids
kids
they're
don't-
available.
Crystal does it.
He's saying you have to shit in a hole
I
and put
love the-
ashes on it. They're
I
not
love
doing
the
that.
porta potty.
It's in an outhouse. It's a really pretty.
there's walls
it's a
around it.
really pretty wooden, like Gandalf looking porta potty.
I love a Gandalf.
And when, if you wake up before everybody, you can
I'm just
leave
letting
the door
Tom know
open.
that you're more of a man than him. Is all I'm saying.
Would your dad be mad if I just like walked into the woods and shat?
Yeah, he'd be mad.
Okay, you got to use the outhouse.
Yeah, there's a spot, and
Okay,
then
all right.
then we get rid of it. You know, we have to empty it out.
Yeah, how do you empty out shovels and like what do you do?
You take the bucket and we bring it to as a special spot.
Do you wash it out or?
He buried
Yeah.
it. You know, that's what you do.
There's a dump that we have. There's a dump nearby that we have keys to.
Wow.
Yeah, and you could go to the dump, but there's bears, so you have to be real
Oh,
quick.
that'd be fun.
Oh my god.
It's a little dangerous. You're carrying your
Due to
shit
adventure.
bucket, running from the bears.
There's like a poop dump spot there.
yeah, all right.
I feel
Yeah.
like there's a lot, like people own a lot of these family, like plots of land or cabins or like
Yeah.
but they never Airbnb them.
No.
And I always wonder, and I know
Someone
some
could
of
do
it's,
it. They're-
like you don't want a stranger in there, but then also
Yeah.
it's like
I'm kind of over that now.
Dad gets
know.
paid to look after people's camps, family camps, all along the North Shore. Like he'll make a day of it, stopping in at all of these other camps.
Check 'em out.
Tons of Americans own properties up there, but they get up like maybe once or twice a year, and so they're just empty the rest of the time. And none of them Airbnb. And I tell them that all the time. Like, why aren't you Airbnb these for them?
Some people don't want the hassle.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
guess.
say. It's not because you don't want to do it. It's just like a lot of people look at it, and it does sound like they first thing they go with, like you said, the liability. They'll burn it down and this, that, and it's easy to make excuses. I mean, look at the world, right? We'll talk ourselves out of anything.
Although, if you just took, I know this is not a rustic cabin in Canada on a lake, but our Airbnb, like there are some problems here and there, but for the most part, as long as we've got a cleaning person that cleans it, that has to know the schedule.
Yeah.
But beyond that, there's never really been any. I mean, we've had it for over a year and
Maybe
7
that's
months.
my retirement plan. I think
It's
I could
nothing-
go up there and
pretty
do
easy.
a network of Airbnb other people's camps. There's a cabin up there in the park. It's like the last privately owned space in this provincial park that was built basically by like old Vikings. Like Norwegians came in, Norwegian woodworkers,
That's pretty
and
cool.
built it. It looks like it should be a set piece on Vikings. It's gorgeous.
That's what people want. They want to
Yeah.
stay at the crazy
And you have to
Viking
hike
cabin.
into it.
Yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
nobody's
there you go.
there. You
There-
can eat
Especially
trout.
cosplayers and those guys that like the leather bracers that I used to see at Flea World.
There's a whole industry of people that have land. We're doing this in Moab coming up in October. We Airbnb this tent that's set up. It's kind of like glamping,
Like the
tent.
desert?
Yeah, in the desert.
Where's
but
Moab?
It's in
Utah.
Utah. It's
Wow.
in South Utah.
Oh, like the Trail of Tears?
the Chisholm Trail.
He's named after
Oh,
Chisholm
God.
Trail.
Here we
That's
go.
his Indian
My
name.
middle name.
He's
You
going,
just woke him up.
he's going
hasn't
back.
100%
Did you know
been
this?
proven
He's
yet.
going back to Moab to assume his traditional Indian name of Lonely Eagle.
You got some Sioux in you?
The
Yeah, we did. We got tried to get sued yesterday.
So-
it was terrifying.
but it's apparently just this old man that has two glamping tents, and I say glamping because they have full beds, 2 full beds and inside or whatever.
Right.
But it's like an old army tent, like a big cloth ones or whatever. And he's got two of them side by side, and the bathroom's like inside the rock of the mountain or
it's
whatever.
An old medical tent from Vietnam. It smells like death in there.
And,
a little bit of mustard gas.
And then so we're Airbnb-ing it from this guy, and it's like $200 something, $210 a night or whatever. It seems like it's from the schedule that we, the Airbnb. It looks like it's booked all year.
What are you gonna wear?
It's a regular, it doesn't matter. Because
Headband,
they put a heater, it's
cargo
glamping,
shorts,
so you don't have to we're not shitting with the ash.
You should dress like Lawrence of Arabia.
Yeah, how are you going to dress in Moab? Do you have a costume?
Yeah, you need like a what's your camping drag? You need camping
It's
drag.
not really camping. It's like
Brendan has a costume for everything he does.
Yeah.
Maybe you should start
I'm not as
stepping
fun
up.
as Brendan.
Life
You
is
are.
you are not with that attitude.
Oh, that's him. That's his attitude.
That's the attitude.
Yeah. Like this guy is not going to go to the Moab and be like, you know what? I'll bring my mermaid tail just in case.
Nah, right? What if it's like a bathrobe and underwear? And you just let it hang out, and your kids are like, "Put some pants on." And you're like, "It's my vacation too."
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Oh, I'm going to walk out into the desert and whatever.
Do you have the itinerary ready to go? You're still working on that, right?
Got a Burning Man outfit.
Plenty of time. It says October is a million years away.
I'm gonna keep shaving my legs.
You're like a month and a half away.
So tell me something, if we can go back to it quickly. What was it like with the mushrooms? Like, because
You've never done them, right?
I have, but
okay.
But it was a bad decision.
I don't like to do too much.
And it was with alcohol at the
just a
time.
tiny
And
little
I got
bit.
freaked out. And I was in St. Augustine. We've heard the story before. I was in that
You were
stilt house
overwhelmed.
I had. It was the time the guy was lifting weights. He said Kurt Cobain died. He started crying. He's
micro
Way to
dosing.
kill it, dude.
Micro dosing.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so.
Well, what is a micro?
fun.
Like just a
tiny bit.
Like
Just
a tiny bit, meaning
bit.
like that much?
Yeah, like
It also depends on the person. Again, it's much like marijuana, where it also depends on what you eat and what you digest.
What should I eat to make it? I want to.
If you want it to hit you fast, eat it on an
dinner with
empty
it.
stomach. No, eat it on an empty stomach.
I eat dinner and then it hits me fast.
Daniel needs to do what I saw on Netflix in the mushroom documentary.
I'm not that far yet.
Is that he needs to go lay on some sort of couch bed with a sleep mask on and like classical music playing, and they give you
might be overwhelmed.
a full
Mondo.
mambo dose, and then you have some freak out.
You know what? Sometimes
You get like you.
I want to be like,
you're born again, and it fixes all your OCD, your anxiety. You're a new man after.
I want to do that
all your
move.
problems are fixed.
I want to do that move where I'm suspended in solution, and I'm like, and then I go, and then my eyes go, and then everybody's like, he's awake.
It's all about intention too. Like you have to be surrounded by good vibes. Like otherwise, if you're forcing it, you're just going to want to go home and turtle.
I force everything I do.
Yeah.
I like in that
Do it
documentary.
at home with your dog, and you'll have so much fun.
Okay.
Like a little cap, like just a little mushroom cap of it.
Yeah.
You can even do pills of it now. But like a micro controlled dose.
Do I need to chew it up, or
and
can I
it's
just
an upper.
swallow it?
You can swallow
Either
it.
way.
I like in that documentary.
Does it work faster? I put it in my butthole.
No.
It works faster if I put it in your butthole.
The person in the couch bed is their arms are straight. They're freaking out, and then the was like
It was fun. Dad started. He had a Swiss exercise ball, like a half deflated Swiss exercise ball.
Everybody has
and
one.
we knew when it started to kick in because he like rolled into it, and he was just laying on his back on the ball, and then he started to do ballet to the songs that we were listening to on the ball, and I've never seen my dad so happy. He was just so happy, and then
That's awesome.
and then he realized what was happening, and he sat up, and we all just like laughed like the most real, like from our heart,
Like
and
guttural
tummies
laughs,
Yeah.
yeah.
about just how happy and crazy it was that we were all there together after all these years. Like that, it was just like a good vibe,
Yeah.
and that set the tone for the entire evening. So like, and it was just because we did a little bit, and we weren't tripping out.
Yeah.
Well, there were parts where we were tripping out. The cabin has a big deck that goes out over this big rock face.
Oh, cool.
And there's trees on the other side, but it opens up to the lake, and it was all stars. So with the lights off, there's no lights there.
God, it
There's
sounds
no traffic lights.
amazing.
You
Take me
feel
with
like
you.
you're in the stars. I'll take you. You feel like you're in the stars. So we're laying there on the deck on our backs. We're all underneath the same blanket. And then I put on David Bowie.
Ground control. Major Tom.
There's northern lights, and the Milky Way was right above us, and then we put our hands in front of us, and we just kind of like felt like we were flying in the stars together. And it was the most... Dad will never forget that. He had such a great time.
That's cool, man.
And it was just lovely. The whole thing was great. A magical night.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and I want that for you, Dan. And I think it's just, if you just find the right... I'll do it with you if you want.
Hey,
Would that make you more anxious?
BDM show on shrooms.
I'm
Let's do
gonna
it.
dabble a little bit, but yeah, I'm open to it.
It really
for sure.
does reset, because in the rest of my trip, I was just like, God, I am charged. Like,
It just
at one
puts you
point,
in a
I
better
said,
mood,
I
too.
can feel the lake massaging my atoms, you know, and because I was just like, my molecules are all like, everything's been washed away, and I'm just ready for the rest of my trip.
Yeah, and
you know?
everything in me is resonating at the right frequency together.
Which sounds so potheady, but I meant it.
It doesn't.
I've never seen more of a marketing push towards mushrooms than I have current day. And I think it's...
But it might not have been on your radar.
No, well, my friends have been doing mushrooms, and I've grown up with mushrooms,
and they're also legalizing it or decriminalizing it in a lot of states too. So
no, I know, but I think one of the main reasons is like mushrooms was when I grew up was always like a young man's or woman's game where it was like teens finding mushrooms and then doing mushrooms, and then when like it seemed like older middle-aged people weren't into mushrooms at this point.
You weren't hanging out with the right hippies, dude.
Well,
they had all done it in their set.
Well, none of my guys were.
Some of them still doing it.
But
it wasn't popular. It was more like
the alcohol, and they were doing coke or some shit. As you know what I'm saying, like stuff that was poison to you.
Sure.
But they didn't do like our dads weren't dabbling in mushrooms to make their lives better. Like it was just something that that's something that's a kid's game.
I don't think my dad dabbled in anything to make his life better.
And then a lot of people had bad trips on mushrooms because they were in
you'd eat a whole bag because you were trying to get fucked up,
and you're also
and you'll get fucked up.
You're drinking.
If you want to get fucked up,
you're overdose, and then you have a panic attack. Your face is melting in the mirror. You're at some sort of house party. You're in the back of your mind. You got anxiety. Your parents are going to find. You're in the worst
amount of
situation.
times I hid behind someone's dryer because there was too much happening. If I did mushrooms at a party,
that's too much.
And then
overstimulation.
people grow up with that. Oh, I'm not doing that anymore because I had that bad experience. Same thing with eating marijuana. Like it was that quintessential. I had a freak out, and then I'll never do it again. But I
never heard that with shrooms. I mean, there could be some bad trips, but I always heard that with acid. That's why I never fucked with acid.
I've seen people have
That's a
bad
door
trips
I don't
with
want to
shrooms.
open.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't think I'll ever do acid.
I mean, mushrooms were the only time I did mushrooms. It was not pleasant, but I was also completely blasted drunk. So I don't even count
mixing,
that.
Well, it doesn't. You're overdosing.
Yeah, I was
We're
literally
going to do them together.
Poisoning myself to the point of throwing up.
Let's go camping. Let's go to New Smyrna Beach. Is it New Smyrna? Where does Sanibel?
Sanibel's not New Smyrna, but Sanibel.
What are you looking for?
By the way, when we told Josh Wolf, and I don't know how he didn't know this, but when we told him, I was like, the psilocybin mushrooms grow on cow pastures all over Florida, everywhere.
Everywhere.
That's how they
like,
spread.
what?
They followed livestock.
Josh Wolf looks like he looked at Tom like Tom had 3 heads. He's like, I'm sorry, what?
Because that's a swamp person thing. He lives in California, where they go to somebody who grows it in their lab.
You can get I know a horse farmer in Gotha. He picks them all the time.
It's the same mushroom.
No, I know, but why would he know that?
Yeah, I know. Well,
psilocybin.
I thought that was common knowledge that it just grows on cow shit.
Well, I think because we all sort of grew up as like middle school and high school swamp people.
We knew everyone that did it.
Like I remember groups, and I didn't run with these guys. I remember a time when I was like, "Ooh, mushrooms, that's too hard for me. I'm not doing that." And these people, like they were like, I consider
you need
them
to
the
know where
hard
it's coming
drug
from.
guys.
Happy cows, happy horses. Those are the mushrooms you want to do. This chemical bullshit that people give you, bad trip. You literally, I really believe it has to do with the happiness and the healthiness of the things that are
free-range
shitting.
cows.
So
Happy free-range cows.
Yes.
Hold on a
Those
second.
are the
Now,
mushrooms.
hold on. He's not going to believe this, but pause for a second before you shit on it.
You are what you eat.
We only need to do this for the marketing. You understand that, right?
No, I understand that.
And it'll work.
Are you going to do it too, Tom? Do you want to do it?
Even though I sort of agree with
I'm
Tom, I also sort of agree with you.
Oh, 100%.
I'm
Oh
a
my
sucker
God.
for packaging.
My buddy,
I'm so excited.
He gets
Me
some
too.
sort of capsules that he has a bunch of his capsules with, and he gives them to
Just
you every time he's
rolling
in
around
town.
in its
Mushroom
dashboard.
capsules.
And no, they're not the actual. They're just ground up psilocybin in capsules, and he gets them from California or some Colorado or Washington, and so he's given them to me before, and but they're microdose.
Yeah.
So it's like, but I want to take a little more. I want to have because
you want to trip balls?
not trip balls, but
He wants in between, right?
I want to start thinking differently. We rewire my brain.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can do those Native American churches, which I kind of hate because it's like white people tourism. But they're doing ayahuasca.
The ayahuasca
they're
Church
doing,
of Orlando?
Yeah, they do that. They're doing the frog venom.
He doesn't want to do the
That makes you look-
ayahuasca because you shit and puke.
Because you shit.
Do
pee.
you
it's just a
think
little
that-
too extreme. Also,
What if you thought it could make you emotional or make it so you could control that portion of your brain? Like make it so you could
Allow to have
Like
emotions.
what if ayahuasca would allow you to walk into your house, look at your family, look at your wife, and you go, wow, you look beautiful today, and you run over, you give her a kiss, and you notice things. You start, what if it did that? Because you're
I don't
saying
want
it
that.
can reset me.
I don't want emotion. I don't want more emotion because I think it's a detriment.
It's not, though.
That's
It's
not
not.
a detriment.
See, unfortunately,
Yeah,
why? No, but you always think of emotion as a detriment, and it's not. It can be, but so can being
Probably help
logical.
you get laid, to
So
be
can being
honest.
logical
It
to
did,
the point.
well,
Like
that-
being logical, purely logical, isn't.
That's how you get it.
That's not great.
Well, just dangle that carrot. You could get laid.
And then
Oh,
it's
I
like,
just
well,
think-
hold on now.
Any emotional decision, it probably.
We're not talking about decisions. Emotion is way more than just decisions.
Yeah.
Just feeling
Emotion,
it.
there's
It's just being alive,
Like, without
man.
emotion, can you actually feel the lake massaging you? Can you actually fly through the air and be in the stars? I don't know if you can.
I don't think you could.
Like, if your
I can
quest
fly.
is- if your quest
We knew
is-
we weren't flying when it was happening,
Oh,
but
right.
it really.
You have to be open to opt
Felt
into
like
it. If you
I
live-
believe I can fly.
But if you
There was a moment where I was like, God, if I was war fucked up, would I jump off of this? No, I'm okay. Yeah. but maybe.
I love it. Well, okay, then that settles it. We're doing it.
Okay.
I just don't know when. But
We
we'll
could set up
figure
a
it out.
drink. We could do a bonfire night
we'll
somewhere.
figure it all
We'll
out.
go to the acre and do a bonfire when
sounds
it's nice and
lovely.
cold outside. And we can do little mushrooms and have someone there with a guitar.
Well, that's
My husband will play.
There you go.
Okay, hey, I'm in.
I get awkward when someone's playing acoustic guitar.
Okay.
All right, guitar's out.
Well, let's have a
How about a
playlist.
dobro?
Just because.
Silence. Sit in silence. Get to work. God damn, dude. We're trying to have a good time here.
problem- my
We're trying to vibe.
My friends have busted out the acoustic guitar at a camping trip and stuff, and then I'm like, do
And
they
the
want?
djembe, they're playing drums.
I'm like, do you want me to be actively an audience to you now, or am
Oh,
I
you know
supposed
what?
to?
No,
am I
no,
supposed
it's a
to be-
sing along. It's a
My
vibe.
dad
Yeah.
and my sister might be coming down in November, and I think they might be bringing her partner, who he is an amazing musician.
Okay.
And they're about to release their album.
What?
And it's gonna. We listened to it when we were on mushrooms, and now I'm in love with it. But I think you guys would love it too. Maybe that could be the thing. You
All
could
right.
come do mushrooms with my family.
I'm into that.
But what do you-
Family mushroom trip.
When they finish the song, what are you supposed to do after?
Look away. Just look away. Look at the
Depends
floor.
if it's good or not. You know.
What do you?
Sometimes they
stand up
just
and
go
applaud?
into a next song. Sometimes people request songs.
You sing
it's
with
as
them?
if you've never been to a party or hung out with people. My God,
attack
man.
them.
Okay,
Don't attack
I
them
hate to
about it.
agree with Tom, but on the camping trip, somebody did bust
If they
out
suck.
a guitar.
Well, right. If they suck, that's
Well,
different.
hold on, guys.
Yeah.
Somebody did bust out a guitar at the campfire, and I was sitting in the round, and you'll remember this, and you can back me up. And I got up and I went to the tent because I can't fucking stand it.
Yeah.
I can't stand it.
If it's like a
And
forced
I'm
interaction.
looking for the fun, and I'm very emotional. But I'm
Yeah.
like, oh god, here we go. And I'm like, all right, fucking outta
Sometimes
here.
it's nice to just sit by the fire.
I
and,
like to watch the fire.
Actually, there was a point where this is weird, when we were just smoking weed, but we were back at the house, and my dad was have you had rose joints before? You can smoke flower, like you can put roses, dried up roses in your pot.
What does that do?
That sounds terrible.
There's a terpene that's in flowers, roses,
It's gonna
lavender.
taste like
they both have
potpourri.
it.
I think
It doesn't. It actually is really nice, and so I rolled it.
What does it enhance the weed?
It does. It actually makes it more mellow.
God, you got all the drug tricks.
Well, I've been hanging out with my friend Mandy Harlan. She's a medical marijuana influencer.
Rose joints.
We did a video together smoking roses and lavender joints at Lou Gardens.
Yeah, the chat room is saying all about it. They're like, lavender is really great.
There's a terpene in it, like weed has terpenes, hops have terpenes, so there's something in the pot that interacts with the flowers, and it just makes it more mellow. But also maybe a little stronger sometimes, depending on what you're doing. So my dad had his first rose petal joint with me at the campfire, and at one point he was so entranced by the fire, he closed his eyes, and he was kind of like leaning into it a little bit, and then he went like this with his hands towards the fire, like he was like summoning it or something. It was so weird, and it actually kind of was like there was a crack at the same time that it happened. We all just kind of flipped out. Yeah, because my dad's a shaman. He's gonna freak out. He's gonna faint into a fire. Either he's gonna fall into it or he's magic.
No, that's alcohol. I have almost fallen into many a fire. That's just boozing it up.
And then even if they get you out fast, you've already burned your face on the hot coals in the middle.
Yeah, I just pressed a bunch of rose petals at home. I picked some of my mom's roses and then pressed them the whole time I was there because I want to make them into papers. And you can just roll the actual rose petals into the joint.
And you just smoke the rose.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Have you done without it and with it, and there's a noticeable difference?
Yeah. Oh, no, I feel like it's more
like
of a body high.
Just tell him it's bullshit and we'll move on.
No. That just sounds like a placebo to me.
You know what? Can I introduce you to Mandy?
We need an experiment
Can
here.
I introduce you?
He experimented.
Look, we got our cards. Have Mandy come in here. It's legal, and then Mandy can roll. We'll roll a rose joint and we'll smoke it. And we'll see if we can tell the difference.
I want to be there too. She's really good. She knows all the shit. She works with all the dispensaries. She can tell you about why you're feeling different things.
The whole chat room is literally lighting up with either people that have done it or people that are like, well, I guess I got to smoke a rose now.
Or
organic. You don't want to be smoking something that someone was spraying.
Oh, that's true. An organic rose. Yeah, you're right.
You know how many emails I got swearing dowsing rods? Still get them. I still get them.
Mine dried up, thankfully.
I'm just questioning everything.
They finally dried up.
There's a part of me that believes in downing.
I will definitely try that. That sounds great. Should we go to break?
Yeah.
Are we good? Okay.
We're good.
This actually ties in. It's off of the album Fireflower from the artist Afterbirth Cartoons. No, this one's fun. This is like
that's his name.
The name of the artist is Afterbirth Cartoons, and the name of the song. I picked this for Brendan.
Afterbirth Cartoons.
Afterbirth Cartoons.
Not to be confused with Digital Placenta.
Yeah, and the name of the song is DP River Water.
All right,
and I believe it is about double penetration river water. I believe it is.
Like when you
it's a fun punk rock band. They're just a fun punk rock band. So here, just enjoy this. It's weird. We'll be right back.
All day. Why don't you go play outside?
And do what?
Go play by the river?
Ew, gross.
What's so gross about the river?
Well...
Did you hear that?
Did you hear that? What?
It's getting a little bit cooler.
No,
just a touch. Just a micro, like, what do you call that? Just like literally like a millimeter of coolness. And that means I'm going to be out on my scooter riding around, courtesy of Seminole Power Sports.
Yep, Seminole Power Sports right there in Sanford off Reinhardt Road. Then there's Seminole Power Sports North. That's in Eustis. Yep. They got Suzuki up there. But whether you want a side-by-side, a four-wheeler, a dirt bike, a street bike, a scooter, they've got an insane inventory of fun vehicles.
Yeah, you might want a motorcycle, and they got a great service department. You might have a motorcycle that needs maybe a little help. You know, maybe you're like me, and you're in there wrenching on something you have no business wrenching on. They got a great service department that can save you a lot of time.
Also, as we round out 2023, which sounds crazy, they're getting the new inventory for 2024 in, so that means
some money, man.
Huge sales on 2022 vehicles and toys, and 2023. You know, they got to get rid of the inventory, so check their website because they're always offering deals.
Yeah, and our point of contact is Don Kuhn, so you can ask for him. We always like to give you somebody to speak to. He's helped out countless BDMs.
Yep, it's Seminole Power Sports and Seminole Power Sports North.
Try to live with authenticity. A wise man makes plans out of his misery. The city needs all the talent it can muster. I'm sending this one out to all you corny motherfuckers.
Oh my God!
Tom's getting served right now.
I got caught up in the music, and we're back. My God, I was sitting there. Normally,
we're talking about acid.
Yeah, we were
Tom's
talking about.
going
Hold on, let
pee-pee.
me do it. It's like I'm very relaxed.
That was a good ambient.
It was nice,
like early
right?
Moby kind of.
Yeah, that was a great track.
Soundtrack of the beach.
That was. I'll tell you later. Hey, welcome back to Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. Dan.
Tom.
Sorry
We
about
do
that.
have a call that they want to extend our mushroom talk.
Okay.
All right, what line?
Line 2.
Better be good.
This is Zach from Ohio. What's up, buddy?
Hello.
Very good.
Hello.
All right. Very good.
There he is.
So I had a couple stories. The first of which is the first time I ever smoked weed. The first time I ever smoked weed when I was about 12 years old, maybe 13. It was in 7th grade. Me and a bunch of my friends had talked about it. We were like, we should all do this together. And then we all went in my friend's backyard and we smoked weed together. There was like 6 or 7 of us. And then one of my friends freaked out and was like, I'm going to die. I need to call the cops. And we were like, no, you're fine. And then he called his parents and said, I smoked weed and I'm going to die. And all of us got in trouble.
No.
Why would God, you should have beat the shit out of that kid.
He was just excited to
He
be
was
included,
scared.
though. He was
Yeah, but
scared.
like the rule
That
is,
makes
you
me
can.
laugh.
We always had rules. It makes me laugh too. But we always had rules. You can do that, and you can flip out. But I was always rational enough to say, just don't talk about us. You can go home and do whatever you want to do. You don't have to.
Yeah,
do.
don't rat us out.
Yeah, nobody's put
Yeah.
a gun to your head, but don't get us in trouble because
Right.
I'm trying not to get you in trouble. I'm not trying to get you in trouble.
Before you go on with your second story, there's the funniest story I ever heard about someone getting high and going to the hospital. And this guy told me that he's kind of a nerdy guy, and he went on some business trip alone, and he decided that he's like, he's going to buy some weed and smoke it.
Yeah, a lot of dads have made this mistake, traveling alone for business. Like,
and then he smoked it in his Holiday Inn or whatever.
Yeah.
God
Like,
damn it.
And then he got so high that he fucking called 911, and then the ambulance showed up, and then like took him in the ambulance to the hospital, and he had to sit overnight in like a hospital.
There's
room,
nothing worse too,
all
where they're
from
just like
smoking
giving you like
joint.
Gatorade, and they have like a compress on your head, and that's all they can do.
Like you're sitting in a hospital
Gotta
bed,
wait
you're
it
wearing a goddamn the whole gown, and
Your ass hanging
you're
out.
just high. You just smoke weed, and then your fear caused you all
But
this
remember
happen.
how scary it was
It's
the first time you were riding the dragon, as I call it.
Yeah,
Remember
but
that?
for kids, I
That's
understand.
opium.
But kids were like, "Oh my god!" Like this is a grown middle-aged adult.
Yeah.
like that's what's funny to me. The kids that freak out, I kind of like.
I
you're
miss
a
that
teenager.
feeling. I miss that feeling of
know.
having to go, hey, Andrea. And then she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm not. I miss that feeling of pulling her aside where we're at something important. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm like, you're going to have to take, I can't talk. She's like, why? I'm like, I'm scared. I took so much marijuana.
Yay,
I'm
mushrooms.
scared.
You know how many people have gone to the hospital because they think they're having heart palpitations?
Well,
or a heart attack?
that wedding in Sanford.
Yeah. I forgot. I don't think it was Sanford.
North of here, where
Yeah,
they
but-
all got
if it was
roofied with
Sanford, it was
marijuana.
a booze
Well,
fest.
that's different
And
because
they all called.
They didn't know what was happening.
Some of
to
them
them
actually had
Yeah, that was
marijuana
fucked up.
poisoning,
Nah, there's none.
which I didn't think was a thing, but that's what they said in the report.
All right, next
Well,
story.
that's what they check on the hospital
Oh, wait,
box.
he's
but
gone from Ohio. This is long distance.
Yeah. One more.
It's
Go,
called
go.
10-10-220.
All right. So my other story is that my friend, he said, all right, my grandparents are out of town. I was probably like 18 at the time. And you should come over and we're going to do shrooms. So I said, that sounds fucking awesome. So we were hanging out in his backyard. We did some shrooms. There's a tiny backyard. There are a bunch of townhomes. All the houses are close to each other. And then he said, all right, nobody go inside the house, though, because I don't want anyone to do anything inside my grandparents' house or whatever. So he goes inside the house, and then he leaves out the front, sneaks behind us, and he bangs on the gate like, police, put your hands up. And then my other friend was freaked the fuck out because we're all tripping really hard, and he ran, and he tried to jump over the fence, and he fell, and he, like, broke his wrist.
Whoa.
And I was like, why is that? Why is somebody trying to ruin a good time? You know what I mean? Also, I got shrooms give me horrible diarrhea.
Okay, that's what I was waiting for. There's the payoff.
I sat on the toilet, and it was a miserable experience. That's why acid is better than shrooms, because you won't sit on the toilet all night.
So you like acid?
Oh, he turned into a dog! Oh, my holy shit! Oh, shit. Hold on. It just kicked in. Oh, my
He's
God.
a very good boy.
Oh, my God. It's massaging my body.
All right, Zach, take it easy.
Stay off the acid. And buy some new underwear.
Yeah, and why did he laugh like that?
The acid.
I don't like the chemical component of acid.
Yeah,
I like
it's kind of tricky. I want the natural. Give me
is
from
like,
the ground,
shrooms
right?
is
You
to
can't-
weed. That's for me. You know,
It's
like,
from
Mother
psilocybin
Earth.
spread across Europe and into the Americas because it's following cattle. It's followed cattle. So as humans have traveled and made their way across the globe and migrated, cattle have followed, and so did psilocybin. So it's all part of this human migration pattern across the world. I just think that's really interesting.
Also, in Orlando in the early 2000s, to every bar I would go to, MILF cattle would follow.
I'm telling you.
Patterns of slam hogs would follow me around. All like you could follow
Pink
it.
tits, Kristen.
You could follow all of them. The ones that have to they'd have to jump up and down to get their jeans on, and I'm okay with that. They jump up and down to get them on, and I have
That's what Beyonce
I'm going to
says.
have to help you pull that zipper up with some pliers.
Dude, when you hear
Getting sexy.
when you hear the stories of how much it's helped people, like
I think it
in that
does.
documentary, and then and the explanation.
Oh, shrooms is the new weed topic.
Yeah,
but
it is.
But the explanation of why it helps people with like anxiety and OCD and depression, like it makes sense. And then like even when they tie it into the theory of like why our human brains evolve faster, like they
What's that called? The stoned ape theory?
Yeah,
Is that what that is?
They were just eating the theory being they were eating mushrooms, and it basically helped them kind of
form new connections in their brain.
And then they over like a smaller period of time than should have been.
I love that.
We evolved quicker, and our brains.
So let's give it to dolphins.
I mean, like,
Yeah, they'll fuck crazy on that shit.
I told Daniel, I was like,
They're horny.
Like if you
Gang banging.
like the people that live with horrible anxiety, like even Seth with his hypochondria.
I might give him
anxiety.
the crown because like I've made some pretty good breakthroughs recently, but yeah, he suffers, man. I suffer.
These the people doing one dose with their therapist and like a high dose or whatever, and they go through this thing and they describe it. They're changed after.
Yeah, they do guided mushroom therapy with it. Your therapist could be with you. And guiding you through your trip.
We're
like
doing
a shaman.
They say guiding you, but all they do is sit there and take notes in the corner. Because
if you're flipping out, then they talk you through it.
Yeah,
and help
I think
ground you.
I think what you're railing against though would be the fact that it's probably relatively safe, right? If they just have somebody there, it's not. I mean,
they're not there to do
but they
anything.
are there in case. Just like having the guy that's running the MRI machine. It's like, it's going to be totally safe, but he's there to make sure.
Well, because you have to get in, turn it on.
I do like it, but you don't want the guide. I like the guide.
Things like I was going to say
I want somebody
ASMR, but the
Say it like
EMDR, right?
EMDR, yeah.
So just like EMDR, they'll do the same thing. They'll give you like a microdose, and then you'll have the vibration things in your hands, and they'll take you on the. And it's supposed to even be more intense and like help you heal faster, right? Help you work, process things faster.
Because you can get past blocks. Right now, I'll share. I don't care. Right now in my EMDR therapy, I've kind of hit a block.
This is the head topping thing?
But I use buzzers, and then she has a little computer, and then she like can turn it up to whatever frequency, and it goes like left, right, left, right, left, right. That's how you feel the buzzes in your hands as you're walking through the memory. And we walk through I know this isn't fun, but trust me, it's okay. I can talk about it. We walked through my dad's death in the hospital, and we walked through my mom's death in the hospital while I'm doing the buzzing, and we get in there and we kind of root around to desensitize me and make new, like it's neuroplasticity. It's a new inroad, a new pathway for this memory that makes the memory less immediate, but makes it a little more distant and a little more comfortable for me to navigate, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing now. But the problem is I'm at a pretty good spot now with the two memories that were real bad that I processed. She's like, do you have anything else you want to process? I can't really think of anything, right? So I'm working I'm working on reactionary, temper, stuff like that, like taking a beat, patience, stuff like that.
Didn't Scientology try to implement that same thing with the holding on?
No, that's different.
Theirs is more of a passive. It just detects your own.
I hear
no, they interrogate you. They interrogate
you. Hold on to something and then
the two cans. That's not the same.
Except that's like reading your.
Yeah, it's just reading your
It's just two aluminum cans.
Yeah.
They're just like, tell me what you did. Tell me your sins.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was
But it's not your sins. It's the Martian
I thought
ghost.
they use the same therapy techniques
I'll explain it.
to try to
it's
the same shit.
It's passive. And what I mean by that is it's. I don't believe that their machine is giving vibrations. Theirs is just detecting whatever electromagnetic field you have on your body.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. And then they have just standard UV meters that are there that are reading something. But I don't believe they're getting a pattern of eye movement or anything. I think that theirs is the e-meter is purely a passive device that they use to quote read your answers to see if you're on the correct path.
Or just some bullshit.
Yeah, it's some bullshit.
All right. But also, I'm sure there's a reason why it's the two things you're holding. Like they're trying to pull
legitimize it
from sort of psychology practices.
Well, that's one of the reasons why they said they put the thing in the suitcase. While they put the UV meters on there, it's supposed to look like it does something great.
Religion has been used in psychology for years, and confessional is just a box. It's a therapy that works, and that's why people are drawn to it, and why it's lasted so long. Because guess what?
It also doesn't necessarily work because it's kind of the same concept, right? I'm not Catholic, right? But I've talked to people that are because I try to understand different people's paths of life. And people will go in there and just make shit up because they're just like, well, I have to say something.
Well, yeah. But
weird.
I know they're using it wrong. But
there's a French philosopher, or is he French? Thomas Malthusians.
Yeah,
and that's about the act of confessing. And how it kind of applies to social media. So like that same rush that you would get from maybe confessing to a pastor or something, it's comparable
to venting online.
And so actually, it's interesting that you were some people make it up.
Sure.
But that also applies to social media. But you're still getting that rush and that immediate gratification of mentally dumping.
Yeah.
I always wanted to be like a Catholic priest and work my way up to a point where I'd be totally powerful and work confessional and then let people come to me and tell me their secrets. And then I would use those secrets with connections I have in the community to better my own life. You know what I mean? Like where you would steal, if they're telling you something.
Are you on shrooms right now?
They're telling you some terrible shit they did, right? And they own a construction company, and then you, as the priest, can now leverage the information you have to get a better deal on the renovation you're doing because you could tip off somebody's wife that he's been doing some pretty
great television show.
What was that cult that made you tell them some deep dark secret so they had it the hold over you in case you wanted to leave them?
It was the one that was the medicine.
Nexium?
Yeah. That's what they were.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've been reading.
But that's what they do. They tell us something you never.
But Scientology does that too. There's another one too. That's a common practice with cults, though. They can use it to blackmail you to keep you in.
I mean, there's not. We're all humans, so there's
do that.
All the psychology tricks are used in a lot of the shit.
I mean, gangs, religion, all of it. We're talking about groups of people that want to stay together and they're trying to staying together. Tribes. That's all we're talking about. Tribalism. Do you want to do? Are we dump outing? Are we outing the dumps?
Yeah, we can just do a couple.
Just a couple of dumps.
Ticked off column.
Couple dumps.
Oh, hold on. I was going to do that thing.
Song.
People they get mad if we skip the song.
I love the song. Oh, I'm gonna take a dump with Dan. Tom's here too. He's gonna take a dump too.
I like the Brendan's fun. He's riffing and freestyling.
Song. I just want to be you.
You don't. Terrible.
I want to also see the bottomix.
I will be on shrooms. I'm not on shrooms now, but I'm
going to do it.
Dump Them Out brought to you by TheDangerBrain.com. They're our branding agency. They've been with us for 12 years now.
I got to give them love real quick.
They branded our Bad Business Beer Fest, our new logo, and our new Sofas and Suds logo. So it looks awesome. And
we got two Sofa and Suds logos because Sebastian created the new logo, and then he was like, you know what? This is not good enough. I'm making it better. And then he spent more time on it, and it is, in fact, better. So if you are in the market for some branding, a branding refresh or anything like that, at thedangerbrain.com.
Yep. So what do you want to start with?
Ticked off column?
Oh, yeah. Where are you guys at with you guys remember the old ticked off column?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Type in ticked off Orlando Sentinel and see if it pops up. Andrea and I were kind of talking about this over breakfast one morning, and Andrea professed to me that as a young girl, there's nothing she loved more than reading the ticked off column in I guess it would have been the Daytona Beach News Journal. And I'm like, what? And then I'm like, ticked off column? I was like, yeah, I remember that. And it's sort of like blind box items, right? Like where people go and they write what they're mad about in the local area, but you don't really say names, I think, or you don't put your name. It's anonymous, right? But it's like a way for you to vent, kind of like secretly.
That's fun.
Is it like gripes?
Burn box.
It is. Yeah, it's like gripes. And if you get like the standard Orlando Sentinel,
I love gripes.
There'll be like a little area that's called, the ticked off column.
And so, is it about like the community or some sort of specific thing?
It would be like shame on this.
Hillbillies does this, and I can't remember the name of the segment.
We have a thumbs up, thumbs down thing in our column in our print issue.
Okay,
it's like things we like and things we don't.
Do you guys do that, or do you let the listeners do that?
We do it.
No, it's people that live in the community. It could be literally anything.
Yeah, it could be like, for instance, some lady could say, if you leave your dog out on your balcony in Baldwin Park and it's barking all throughout the day, you're an inconsiderate monster.
Yeah.
So it's like vague booking on Facebook.
Yeah.
Sometimes they call people out, or they're very specific.
Yeah, sometimes. Not very often. But
that's not as fun.
I don't know. I just started talking about it. Andrea professed.
I mean, now that's just the internet.
Like an angry missed connections.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the difference between it and social media is that social media, there is some sort of a name there, or you can kind of track it and see who the person is that's saying it. But this you can't.
Totally anonymous.
This is totally anonymous. It's a little like even on the BDM group. Have you noticed?
It's called Speak Your Piece. That's what it's called.
You could post anonymously on the BDM page, but nobody really does it because we could probably figure out who you are, Big Rick. And so it's like when you know what I mean. Like so, it's like this though. You're doing it. It's in print. You have to write in. And then they print it. I mean,
the latest one from today.
Yes, I'm glad you found it.
Ticked off. Pay for jury duty.
Oh my God, Tom wrote
$20.
this. Tom wrote this.
I'm ticked off and embarrassed that Volusia County can only afford to pay its citizens $15 per day for jury duty. I don't think gig workers and employees working in the food industry receive their regular pay for jury time off, and they should be offered a reasonable amount for performing their required civic duty.
Well,
that's the first one.
I shouldn't have put this on the list.
Here's the second one.
This is terrible.
For some reason, this is on Ticked Off. Best bumper sticker I've ever seen. Quote, if I'm passing you on the right, you're in the wrong lane. Yeah. It's just nonsense. It's just nonsense. People
no, this person's mad. That's his way of saying he's mad at people that are in the left lane and don't get over.
Which is illegal now.
Is it?
Yeah, you can get a ticket.
It's been illegal though, but nobody
Cops aren't going to pull you over for that,
are
they?
If they don't,
I've never seen
it. If it's egregious, flash your lights at me and tell me to get over.
The most bizarre thing to me is the people
shot.
that took their time to write something and put this in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, what kind of?
Listen to this one.
You have a talk show and they don't, Tom. So they have a place to air these grievances.
That's a good point.
Publicly.
If I didn't have a talk show, I would. No one would
I'd
hear
never
from
talk. I told Andrea that.
Poor Crystal. You'd be divorced by now.
Sam, I told Andrea the other night, I said, I'm done talking. I have nothing else to say. I said, I'm done.
But I wouldn't write into some newspaper to be like, I need them.
You wouldn't do that. He wouldn't write into a newspaper.
No, he'd
call in. You'd call in.
He's not a complainer for anything. Like, he just be like, that sucks.
That is not fucking true.
Drive on.
All he does is complain about what other people do.
On the show, but I'm saying.
To you guys, I'll complain all in person.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You just drive everyone around you more insane if you didn't have the show.
Yeah.
Listen to this one. I get ticked off when I see a news anchor on local TV with dandruff on her shoulders or pet hair on their dress or blouse.
That's just mean.
Haven't you ever heard of a clothes brush? Why aren't camera people or producers noticing this and bringing this to her attention?
That I agree
Very
with.
specific against the female anchors.
Who is it?
They always
I brush
get shamed
myself
the most.
off to make sure that I do not have pet hair on my clothing before I leave my home.
My friend Carla Ray on channel, what is it? WFTV.
Yeah.
She gets the nastiest.
Oh, they get nasty.
Oh, my God.
Andrea used to work that. Andrea used to work the news desk at WESH, and she was the front line of every horny guy that would write in about Martha Segalski, and it was bad.
Bad.
Real bad.
They told Carla changed her hair to brown, and everyone's like, "You dirty slut!
I could see your nipples, you whore!" Like they said to my wife.
Brown hair. What were you thinking?
Again, you're writing in to complain about the news anchor's dress. Or whatever.
Yeah.
One
time, I believe, and Andrea would have
you
to
do
correct
that,
me on
you're
this.
insane.
One time, Martha Segalski, when she was still at WESH, wore a pink sweater that happened to have it looked like feathers.
Wait, where's
like
Martha now?
Like a feather. She's a 9? 6 or 9, one or the other.
I don't
But
watch the news. I
It
have
has
no idea.
like a feathers around the top of it, and Andrea came home and she's like, I got no less than 70 emails about that. Almost 100 emails from old people. It's all
Side
old people.
note, Martha
All old people.
Segalski throws down, and she's super fun to hang out with.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt, man.
It's so weird that old people.
Her and I go way back.
You do?
Yeah, I wrote a song about her.
They get really into things that
Don't matter.
seemingly waste of their life.
Oh, it is a waste of energy, yes,
you
sir.
know, like writing letters about some news anchor's dress, or even the amount of politics they get into and get fired up about is like this shit.
I love it.
That has nothing to do. Why aren't you into something that you don't have that much life?
It was
left.
2 reasons my wife
You're
quit.
wasting it.
Kaylee Anthony, that whole story, the Anthony story, because she had to work
Casey.
during that case. Well, the Kaylee is the kid that died, right? That's the part that's sad. Casey can eat a dick. But that part, and old people complaining, and Andrea's like, I can't do this anymore.
No.
Just between kid death and old people complaining all the time.
And that's when she went to PBS?
And that's when she went to PBS, yeah.
Why? Okay, so as you get older, you start having more and more time anxiety. I realize that because I've even seen it where all of a sudden your year gets smaller and smaller, right?
I'm trying to battle that.
So we're looking at something in November and December now. It's like planning and we never did 15 years ago. It was a year. Like if it was January, what was happening after summer? Well, never worry about that.
Yeah.
So
You'd never get there early.
I see it. I went through it, right? But then, so what doesn't make sense to me is when you get to a certain age, then you start worrying about things
I have a theory.
that don't matter, and you start involving, you start consuming your life with things that are seemingly meaningless in the grand scheme of things. But
midlife crisis.
No,
pending.
can I give you my theory?
But don't you have the same anxiety? Why am I worrying about this if my life is about to end?
Well, normally I activate, my anxiety activates itself when I'm, it's at its worst when I'm bored or lonely. And I think a lot of these people are lonely. If I stay busy, if I keep my priorities straight, if I stay in the moment,
it's just time.
If I look at you and go, Brendan, and I'm like, and I don't take that for granted, or you guys, or my daughter especially, and when I'm with Maisie, I'm like, nah, man, you're not thinking about work because you're with Maisie, right?
Yeah.
So, and in the moment, it slows it down for me and makes it better. But I think a lot of these people that complain, to stay on topic, the people that write in and stuff like that,
there's nothing
I think
better
they're
else to
lonely,
do.
man. I think a lot of it's loneliness. In fact, the proof I would say to that, and Andrea would know better than me, is she would write, her job again is to keep these people as viewers, right? So when she's at WESH, the rule was, I think unless it was vulgar or racist or something terrible, she would, like us, she would always write back. And the correspondences would go on, because the people are fucking lonely. And once they had her, they would normally apologize.
They're
and say,
at home watching daytime news programs.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a lot of loneliness. I think there's more
on.
loneliness out there than we even realize.
And that's their sense of connection, and they feel like they know you, right? When they
watch you every day.
You got people listening to us and watching us right now.
We do.
Are y'all lonely out there?
Yeah, there's
y'all
lonely people out there.
We got you.
It's just so weird that with the same time anxiety that all old people have, where you're like, well, this is going to happen real soon. Even if it's years away, your death, right? If you're in your 70s or 80s, you have a finite amount of human lifespan. And then so why are they concerning themselves or wasting their time at all?
Dementia brain.
Because they're not thinking about that.
It's the dementia brain.
They're not thinking about that.
They must get joy out of it, right?
Yeah. Do you think people would be nicer if we all knew that we were going to die?
Well, we all do know that.
No, but it's not
Well,
joy.
a lot of people think
Aren't
that their
thinking
life
about it.
after death is going to be better than this life anyway. So
Yeah, that's
And
true.
it's not joy. It's just a movement. It's just an injection of chemicals.
Something,
Yeah,
It's
it's
just an
anything.
interaction.
Like people, even when people are doing drugs, they're not chasing joy. They're chasing something. Like, give me a fucking anger. Give me whatever you got.
Yeah.
Give me
Let me
anger.
feel
give
something.
Me confusion. Give me numb. But give me some sort of feeling. I chase chemicals.
Is that why I smoke so much?
And that's probably why you masturbate so much. I'm all constantly masturbating, chasing those chemicals, man. Chasing
Someone
those
else
chemicals.
is masturbating.
What else do we have here?
heel
Dump
skin.
them out.
Okay, this goes to anxiety. I've been I've been kind of upping my anxiety a little bit and trying to manage it. And I am a diagnosed hypochondriac, and I've been feeling some stuff in my nether regions, thinking that maybe I've mentioned bladder cancer on here, and just to make Tom laugh. But there is a part of me, a real part of me, that thinks I have some issue going on in my nether regions. And I got up to pee during the Braves game on Tuesday night, and I was sitting down because I was tired, and I also wanted to hear the game, so I pointed my stream at the porcelain, so it would hit, and then the water would make an oval, and then gently go
While
into
you were
the
sitting
bowl,
down?
gently go into the bowl without making a splatter noise, so I could hear the commentators of Brandon Gaudin and some other guy.
Talent.
And as I'm doing this, I get done and I shake a little bit. I stand up, pull my boxers back up, and I go to look and flush the toilet. When I look into the toilet, it appears as if I have pissed out an entire jug of kinetic sand.
Like
There is sand all over the top of this like light yellow opaque water. There's
sand?
It's sand, and it's like what appears to be sand, and then some of it's like going into the water.
You got
and
protein in your pee.
and I start getting getting lightheaded, and I'm like, oh my god, and I'm like, and I'm like, oh shit, and I can hear the game, but it's like, oh, he's like.
Oh my god!
Up next, it's Ronald Acuna Jr. And I'm hearing the game, and I'm hearing. I go, Andrea. I don't know if she's in the chat room. I'm like, Andrea, and Andrea's like, yes, and I'm like, can you come here for a second? And I'm like getting light. I start sweating.
Oh my god!
I get like white, and I'm like, can you look in the toilet and look at my pee? I don't know why I became Taco Bob, but I was like, can you look?
Why'd you call Andrew?
Because I needed somebody to
Because it's his
look.
mommy.
I needed somebody like my mommy to look at my piss, my kinetic piss, and she comes in there and she goes, "That's my heel skin."
Oh my
you
God.
idiot! I was grating my heels over the toilet.
Their lives sound like
That's Christmas. There's a Christmas
I
present
just-
for
I
you.
don't-
There's a little Christmas present for you.
I don't know how they live,
There's nothing
Brendan.
you love more.
Save me, Brendan.
Nothing-
Save me.
And then I
Take me to Canada
and
with
then
a
I got
shrimp.
mad.
I'm
I got
gonna
mad, and I
throw up.
silent
I'm gonna
treat. I
throw up.
silent.
Seriously.
I silent treatmented
throw
her, and
up
I went
that vegan
downstairs and I
sandwich
got
I just
myself one of my ice cold Richard's Rainwaters, and I sat on the couch alone until I could compose myself.
Why are you mad at her?
No, I was mad at the situation.
Also,
You gotta flush that.
Andrea, flush that
Girl.
shit. Flush that shit.
Yeah, if you're gonna do that, you gotta.
How dare you?
Okay,
Agreed.
she's cheap, and she's.
This isn't yellow,
she's-
let it mellow.
That's her. That's what Andrea does. Andrea pees all night. When I go to flush the toilet every morning, there will be an entire roll of toilet paper in the toilet
Well, that
with piss all over it.
because she doesn't want to flush it and wake everybody up.
That's what she says, but we have silent toilets because we have modern plumbing.
If it's heels,
The
stay
company
still. Anyway, so
Well, I'm sorry you went through that. That's a full-on anxiety attack.
It was rough,
you had.
man. It was rough. I got sweaty.
I do that every time I eat beets. Every time I eat beets, I think I'm dying.
I have them
It's
all
like
the time.
sneezing for the rest of you.
But I had to put it on the list because he enjoys them so much. He's like, never not tell me about your anxiety attacks. He loves them. And he's my friend, so I like to do things for him. What else we got?
BDM handshake.
We got to change the handshake. It's just got to be changed. I gave it to a guy in traffic. I
can't even hear you. I just keep hearing heel skin in my head over and over again.
Where's
And
our heel skin?
I'm really actively trying to listen, and I
She
that's
used a
all
pet egg.
Oh,
pet egg right in there.
Do you
tons of it?
Do you hold your heel up over the door?
Your balls are about to fall out of your shorts.
I wore short shorts.
He did a high.
I felt them all before.
It almost slapped Mike B in the knee.
God. Mike B almost picked up your balls and started breading it like Gardein chicken.
I wore my shortest shorts for Britain's today.
I'm going to have to tell Scotty Campbell I just saw your nuts.
Well, then he's going to drive over here and say, all right,
I've been waiting.
Music and mayhem.
Double the sponsorship.
That's the mayhem right there. The mayhem just fell out of his
mayhem.
His two little hams.
We've been saying this for years, though. People do get scared, especially in traffic, when you honk and you put your basically looks like a gun finger pointed at somebody because you're trying to touch tips, right?
So we need something to do.
Oh, that's the handshake.
The handshake is touching fingertips.
Oh, but keep your thumb down.
Yeah, thumb down though.
But even then, even if you do this, people are like, "Why are you pointing at me?" You know what I mean?
Okay, here's a horrible statistic. Nobody's ever done it to me right in the car ever. I've hung out windows. And
I've done that. I'll do this. Like I'll put both of my fingers together to show. If I'm driving.
Okay, all right.
Does this happen to you all the time?
Not all the time, but
in traffic, and if I see a sticker,
like we'll see the sticker, we'll try and get their attention.
Yeah, I try
the BDM sticker on the back of their car.
And this guy,
this happened on the way to Sanford. We tried to wait. We waved at a guy, and he thought we were being assholes, and he was laughing.
It's always a clueless black lady. Why?
Well,
and she's always like,
"What, lady rap-tastic?"
They're always like, "What, baby? What are you doing?" Okay,
okay, lady rap-tastic.
Man, they're crazy.
Yeah. I forgot.
Every time I see a BDM in traffic,
you hide.
No.
You drive. You take the first turn you can find.
You put on your chic costume.
No. I always think I'm like,
I'm a ghost.
How excited are they going to be when I pull up next to them?
What a narcissist!
Whoa, they have the sticker.
Do you pull up and like put your sunglasses down and look at it?
I like and he drops his sunglasses and then he puts his window down and he gives them. He goes, "Wow."
Okay, hold on.
Whoa.
And she's like, "Oh no, it's my husband's car."
This weird guy started looking at me in traffic.
Hold on.
Crazy, babe.
Let me explain myself.
She tases you.
For everybody listening to this out there that doesn't have a,
puts his foot over his head, shows his nuts.
No. You got a regular government job, whatever. You're not an entertainer at all. Imagine if someone had your name on a sticker on their car, a stranger.
Yeah.
And, wouldn't you feel like, wait until this person sees who I am? And won't they be
really
excited?
that excited.
They're never
I know. Well, that's why I'm mad. Because they're never excited.
Just like our kids.
I was giving them a thumbs up, and they were always like, "What?" And they're like, "I don't know." And then maybe they'll be like, "Oh, hey, Tom." And I'm like, "Why?"
Maybe you should have a sign made, and when you see them, you pull it up, and you're like, "I'm Tom."
It doesn't matter. I'm telling you, I literally
they know. They're like,
a
"Oh,
BDM
hey."
literally saw me hiking up a fucking mountain in Sedona, Arizona, and they were just like, "Hey, BDM," and kept walking.
Yeah.
Like, they're not that impressed.
It's real casual.
Yeah,
But that
it's real casual.
That's fucking chill, though.
Isn't that crazy?
I love that.
They're very chill. They're too chill.
I want them to be like, "Whoa!"
I want them to hand me their cell phone. They're shaking. They're like, "This is my mom. Will you talk to her?" I'm like, "Absolutely, I'll do anything.
Do you want a photo?
I'll do anything for the pedestrians."
I had a meeting with somebody the other day. I had a meeting with someone the other day, and they were so excited to talk to me they couldn't catch their breath.
That's good. That's what you want. That's what we got in the business for.
That is what I want. I want
some nonchalant.
They don't give a damn about us.
And I want you to tell me weird stuff.
Why are you bothering us?
I want you to be like, "Hey, my wife has a huge crush on you. You want me to talk to her?
Yeah.
You want me to talk her up a little bit, get her wet? You want me to get her wet for you? All you have to do is slide her right in, buddy. I can do that."
You are somebody's hall pass, as old Kenny told us.
I did forget about that. Hey,
Kenny doxed somebody on our show.
Kenny's like, "Hey, I know a girl that wants to fuck you."
First and last name. I was like, I should cut that out.
Yeah.
You looked her up on Facebook.
I did.
You did it?
No.
Instagram.
But I want to because I feel like if I do that, and then I've send it to full perfect. I have to. They got to keep.
No, it's just out of curiosity. It's like
no, you can't do it.
No, it's like having a long lost sister out there. You have to look them up and see what they look like.
No, you never look it up.
No, you have to know.
I'm leaving it alone.
Although I should say, while we're here, I'm loving all the love I get from BDMs at Bingo.
You get more reaction out of BDMs than we do.
Yeah,
they're done with us. They've had 10 years pictures of us. They don't give a damn.
Do not let your husband come to bingo by himself, though. I'm getting some heavy looks from some of these BDMs who are coming to bingo without their wives.
Yeah, that's because they're finding out that their husbands are gay.
They're prowling,
right?
They're not gay because I'm in a dress. I think that's what they're thinking, but. It's still me.
I mean, Brendan will. He'll get you good.
What do you want?
Which one do you want today? I got you.
I've seen it. You're gay.
If you're attracted to me in a dress, you're still gay.
I mean, you don't have to like fly too close to the sun or anything. But like, have you ever seen guys that you see out there and you're like, that's a guy who's pretending to be something other than he is, and he is showing his authentic self just by being here and feels more comfortable. Because that's sad.
Swingers too. We get a lot of swingers now. That I don't know why. Because I'm in between, I guess they think. But then they start calling me her and she, and I'm like, that's still. I love you.
It's a compliment, though, right?
It is. It's very nice, but they're seeing Brenda.
To be
they're
fair,
not seeing Brendan.
Right. To be fair, a lot of people do address drag queens as she.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
That's the proper thing to do, right? Or
I don't know.
I
like that.
I have a very complicated question to ask you.
I'm ready.
That probably will offend a lot of people.
Wait a minute. Are you going to ask him how he talks?
No. That has nothing to do with you. But like,
Let's swing.
You wear a big enough dress, just let it out.
Okay,
and I got a beard, so like nobody's getting fooled.
So I know that there is a lot of everybody out there, and everybody is different, and there's all on different spectrums, and all on every like sexual spectrums and everything.
Covering all bases.
But I had this long, high conversation with Crystal about this, where she told me, she's like, "Don't say this on the show." But I have to know because I'm super curious.
Okay, safe space.
It seems like it makes sense to me, but everybody else says it doesn't, and I'm an idiot.
Okay,
but I'm gonna ask Brendan.
All right,
not that
because we're friends.
So we'll let Brendan answer first.
So
on behalf of the people,
I have met people in my life that I was for sure they were gay. Right,
okay,
men. Like I said, men. Some men in my life that I'm for sure. I was like,
so you profile them, and you're like, "Yo, this guy is gay."
Yeah, because
that's called attribution.
Yeah,
everybody's done that.
It's wrong to think. You know what? I don't even care. I just assumed because
it's a thought.
And it was.
You don't have to validate it. So you assume they're gay.
Their personality and stuff that seemed to be like is so obvious that it would have been like.
Are they sucking dick?
No. Yeah, it had nothing to do with the.
You said so obvious, so I wanted to know what you meant by that.
Because there's a giant dick in their mouth.
A little less obvious.
Okay, because it was like this.
Is it just because they're effeminate?
They're not really. Not effeminate, really. Just a.
Are you asking if there's a spectrum?
Stereotypical, like this may sound ignorant, but like
but he's right. You're
what's the question?
Well, hold on. You're already asking the question, so dude, you're fine because you're just asking a question.
I just don't, and I don't care at all, obviously. But then,
What's the question?
I find out they have a wife. And so I was like, okay, but I also know some people have wives and they are gay.
Are you talking about Todd Chrisley?
No.
But he is the archetype of this, where you look at that guy and you're like, how do you know that much about fashion?
Liberace?
Why do you fit in that stereotype so hard?
Wait, what's the question?
So, okay, so this
is how we do the show. He never gets to his question, and I interrupt him a million times.
So it gets more complicated because then people write it off like, oh yeah, they're gay, but they're just hiding it from their wife, but they're really gay.
Closeted,
but they're closeted gay. But then I was like, but maybe they're not actually attracted to men and they're attracted to women. They just have the gene.
100% that's a thing.
And then that's just their personality, and they were born.
I have a person like that in my family.
But they are sexually attracted to women and not men, and then they have this flamboyant, gay-like personality that stereotypically, and then I was like, okay, well, because people automatically go to, they're really gay, but they're hiding it. But I'm like, I think maybe they're straight or sexually.
You're right on this one.
So it's an impossible question to answer.
I know.
Right?
I don't know if I heard the question.
Can someone be stereotypically effeminate or gay presenting but be straight, but actually only be sexually attracted to
I have a
females?
person in my family like that. that is a.
But a lot of people believe that, like, oh no,
Sure, of course they do. But they just
Especially
don't
in the South.
understand.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what, you know, bi erasure.
That's
People
biased,
who don't
yeah.
believe that you could be bisexual.
Yes, yeah.
Right? So that's
Yep,
a
they're
big
like, nope,
thing.
you're being greedy. Pick one side. You
Yeah,
either
gotta
like
be
guys
one
or
the
girls.
other.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's
There's that.
baloney. So, you know, and then there's a lot of guys who maybe
There's
they're
some people who
attracted
are
to men.
asexual that aren't sexual at all.
I know a bunch of people like that. And It's a
Yeah.
bummer, but yeah, then there's
Not me.
there's
I
people
am
who are
way sexual. Not
who are
asexual.
attracted to men but married to women, but they're also attracted to men, but then they don't call themselves gay because they don't think they fit in with the gay lifestyle.
So I guess there's anything
It's
you
all over
want.
the place.
Yeah.
But yes, I know people
But they're
that
It's the Wild
born
West.
with that gene personality. Like
I don't
they
know.
were-
That could also just be like the way they were raised. And
Will I Am talked about that in an interview where he's like, listen, I cross my legs as a quote unquote, like a lot of people say, like how females cross their legs. Like I'll flip my hand and my wrist. And he's like, but I am 100% straight. He's like, I was just raised by women and like I just picked up these mannerisms.
Interesting.
But there are people like kids with that personality
Sure.
type that and it's like that were born with that personality. Like I'm back to being born certain ways. Like you're born with the personality you have. So certain. I mean, it gets you
get some building blocks for sure.
Yeah. It gets molded as you get
too small. I need blocks
with your base personality. And then anyway, so
I didn't think that was bad at all.
I know, but
and I think another reason why people kind of think the way that you're saying is because there are a lot of closeted people, right? So they do. There are those people out there for sure, but there is also the other
who are
side
making
of
like
it.
an active decision to like not do gay shit, and then so they get married
and have kids and have full ass
of course.
families.
I think it's almost like
and-
path of least resistance, and
Right.
maybe I
But I
can.
think
the first guy I ever fell in love with is married and he has kids, and I was flabbergasted when it happened, but like I get it now. Like we were together, so but I at that time I didn't think he would marry a woman, you know. So and that was surprising. I don't think he does gay shit anymore. I don't know.
but if
That's interesting.
but
just
he
kinda-
still like you fool around with them. So like there's you're a
Yeah,
little gay.
I don't know. Yeah, but I don't know even if I call it that anymore. Like I've slept with a lot of people in my life, and because I'm a charismatic.
I mean, he could be
person.
bisexual.
Yeah.
He could be,
But he's settled down, so it's not fucking dudes.
I'm kind of at the point now where I just don't call people like that anymore.
Yeah.
Like unless they're like really faggy, like me. Like I don't really think I care.
I don't think you really
care.
the-
But I've
that word.
I've slept with. Well, I can say it.
I know. Damn it. So mad.
Like, but there's a lot of guys that I've slept with who were maybe in a straight. They're straight, or they've been in straight relationships.
Yeah,
at the
Akeem
time,
talks
you know,
about
or
that
like-
a lot. Akeem says
and
that's like rampant.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's
and
a
I believe
lot
that.
of straight guys.
But
who
then-
are
but then
There's a
dabbling.
lot of straight guys that do shit on the down low too.
You know.
But then
my
there's
God,
all. Speaking of, there's a variety of all humans. There's also the guy that's flamboyant, but 100% straight. Never been
Yeah.
with a man. Doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm not sexually attracted to men. Right?
They claim that Chrisley is 100% straight.
I've heard that he's already got a boyfriend in prison.
They claim, but
I think they proved that he did.
Yeah,
have a boyfriend.
didn't he? He was in the trial, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Who
I
is
think He's
this?
in jail right now.
Who is
It
that?
was like some reality star.
Chrisley knows best. It used to come
Yeah.
on after Monday Night Raw. It's the only way I found it.
Huh.
And it's like
Is he sexy?
not really. No, I mean he's just like an interesting con
Yeah,
man.
his gay lover turned him into the FBI, so that's come out.
He's like a
See,
interesting
and that's why.
con man,
that's
you know?
why when I say
Yeah,
this theory to
because that's
people,
the
they're
life.
like, "No,
Yes, because they'll compare it to
if
that,
you act
yeah.
like this, then you're gay. You're just hiding it." And I'm like, "No, I think this
Not
is just
necessarily.
it's just
Okay.
a personality
So
trait
that's
that some
called-
people have."
It's
and
called
they're-
gender attribution, and that's about how you need to attribute something to the other person to make you feel better. And it's not, I'm not saying you're a dick. I'm saying like there's a part of you are uncomfortable unless you know
They check these boxes for this man.
everybody has a box,
and then
category.
you know where you relate with that person. That is a normal human behavioral
Just trying to figure it out.
trait.
Yeah.
And you know, I I feel like I just don't need those boxes anymore because I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I like that.
Unless we're going to make out.
Where we're going? Are we going to make out?
It doesn't matter.
Are we going to take shrooms and make out?
The last one is sort of sad, and I think it's kind of funny too. But I feel like your son Tommy is trying to save Maisie from her horribly strict and non-fun parents by introducing my daughter to the world of fun things like Roblox, and they have each other's names now, and he's going to show her about that. And then Tommy found out while we were all hanging out one day that Maisie, at the age of 8, has never been to the movies.
Mm-hmm.
What?
She's never been to the movies. She's never expressed really an interest into going. We've offered to take her before. She's not like a big movie
She doesn't
person.
really watch movies.
She's very
right?
much like her father. I don't watch movies, and she does not. I mean, occasionally, she gets the benefit of being a child, so she knows all the animation movies and everything, but she's never been to a theater to eat popcorn and go to the movies. And after hearing that from your son, it really did make me feel like a horrible father.
Well, she never asked, then who cares?
It doesn't matter. It
So what
doesn't
are you gonna
need
take
to
her
be. It just, when I heard it, I'm like, yeah, that does sound a little like when you say to any other parent that my daughter has never been to a theater. How old is she? Like 2, 3? No, she's 8. People are like, whoa!
I went to my first movie at 8.
Yeah,
I told you guys that the other day.
Sam told me that, so then I was like, well, maybe it's not that weird, but everybody else thinks it's weird.
Yeah.
What are you going to take her to? What's the first movie? What are you going to do?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Pretty
The
stoked
new
about
one?
that.
Yeah.
With Seth Rogen?
Yeah, it's good.
I'm
You
excited
mean him?
about it.
Now,
I want to see it so bad.
I was kind of bummed because I want you to have Maisie never go to the movies for like an
He
egregious
told me
amount of
this.
time. Like, I want
He
her
wants me to never do it until she's like 18, and all right, you can go see movies now.
Yeah.
Pretty
Something
funny.
tells me she's going to hate it.
You
the
think
movies?
so?
Yeah.
She's seen a movie though.
Yeah, but
But now she's going to be stuck in a theater, and there's going to be other people probably talking through it, throwing popcorn. It's going to be
it's
gross.
a full house. We're not even sitting with the kids. Did
What
you see
theater?
that?
Wait, which
We're not
theater?
even sitting with the kids. Like, the kids are like down up front, and then because we're going
She's
on,
going to want to do cartwheels up and down the aisle.
and I have to apologize to you. I think this is my wife's doing because my wife is the cheapest person I know.
I did bring this up in the Van household because when Crystal's like, it's $4 movie day. I'm like, I know who planned this.
It's my wife. I feel like my wife did it, right?
There's like
$4 movie day. I'm like, we have enough
I don't
money
want to be. I don't want to be
I know.
trapped in a room with people who are
No,
really
it's
excited
full.
about $4
It's
movies.
gonna
It's
be
full.
No.
shit
We got the
show.
last
Let's go on
6
Saturday.
tickets. We got
I
the
will
last
pay you
6
$40
Yeah.
so I don't have to sit next to other people.
I didn't work this hard to go sit next to poor people.
But what's
That's
the
what I'm
movie
saying.
theater?
She's going to hate this.
What's that?
What's the movie theater? Where are you going?
Well,
Castleberry's
I don't know. I mean, it
Finest?
can't be great. It's $4 movie day. I mean, like, it can't. I mean, wherever.
Oh, you got to take her somewhere fun, like
I think it's Winter Park.
the one in Disney Springs or something.
Yeah, where you get the food.
Are
yeah.
all of
Or
them
Regal.
$4?
Oh, my
Are
God.
all of them $4?
Yeah, for Sunday.
Yeah, I think
Well,
it's a whole
like
8.
it's like 4 or 5 different theater brands, right?
Oh,
it's like Regal, AMC.
Yeah, we can't go on Saturday. That's why.
It's Sunday.
Even the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one, that's $4.
Yeah, all of them.
even new releases,
Yeah,
yeah.
even new releases. So you might look. See, you're thinking about it.
I don't want to. Though. I don't want to be around. And plus, I'm an
Poor
old
people?
man.
It's poor
I don't
people,
want.
right?
It's gonna be
Do a
full of kids.
matinee.
I
Nobody
can't
will be there.
I can't go to a matinee.
That's what we're
As
going
a
to.
single man, people think I'm Pee Wee Herman in it.
Prince County. You're not
Well,
single. What the hell are you
Hold
talking
on, let's. I want to defend
Well,
Pee Wee Herman. It's okay
I
to
need all my
masturbate
own.
in a theater, just not one with kids. I support that.
Good luck. Everyone brings their goddamn kids.
It was a porno theater.
Yeah, it was made for masturbating.
Right. That's what it was
even have been.
for.
And why is that not allowed?
It should be allowed in a porno theater.
I thought that's what everybody did.
Have you ever gone to a porno theater?
It was not 1970s anymore. Like, there's not even a porno theater around.
I would go to one though if there was one around here. I'd run my Tesla.
I went to one in Turkey when I was 16.
What? You went to a Turkish
and I was
porno
so
theater?
scared.
Why?
So scared because they were like not nice looking Turkish guys. They were
And
like
they yell a lot.
old looking prune men.
I've noticed that in other countries, people yell a lot, loud yell, because
Yeah.
their languages are very coarse.
They want a deal.
Everybody thought I looked like a Russian prostitute anyway, so I probably
You
shouldn't have
do
been in
look
there.
like a Russian prostitute.
Not now, but in the time.
So
I
what
did.
happened? Like, what'd you watch?
I don't know. It was like weird. I don't even remember.
Is it Turkish porno?
Yeah. I didn't understand anything they were saying. There's some that...
A lot of hair.
Yeah, there's a lot of hair. I'm going through that phase right now
Ankles.
myself because I'm going through a lot. I'm still stuck in adult classic cinema, and it's a lot of hair.
I need to give you... I bought a bunch of blue movies from a guy. He had a yard sale.
Oh, let me get on those.
And he had like the old like movie projector.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's amazing. How much is that? He was like $20. And then he looked me up and down and he was like, but come with me. I have a feeling you'll like this too. And he pulled this. We went into his bedroom.
Oh, he's going to show you a snuff film.
And I was hoping to find one. And he pulled out this garbage bag full of blue films, and it's old like bachelor party
movies.
Yeah, with bananas and stuff.
Yeah, the old hoochie
I
coochie
watched
movies.
all of
Oh
them.
my God, you've
What
never
kind of
lived.
movie?
You've seen
Like
a lady with a
porn.
mega bush fuck herself with a
used to-
banana.
like old 70s pornography that they would play at bachelor
sound.
parties.
There's no sound. All you hear is
Yeah. And they're really creepy. Yeah. I want to play them at nude night or something. I keep thinking like maybe I'll get a booth at nude night and then I'll
Do
just and you go in and it's all these old bachelor movies.
and you got to time your cum shot where it goes.
All right.
Hurry up, it's getting to the end. It takes a long time to
you
reset.
got it on the end of the reel.
You got to reset
Wipe
it.
that off.
What's on the show tonight, Brendan?
John had to leave, so it's me and Mike Donahue, our partnerships
All
director.
right.
Yeah.
Sexy
Otherwise
Buck
known
Boy.
as Hot Book
Don't.
Boy.
You're not allowed to say that. He hates that, right?
I don't. He hates that. He hated that I painted him in the light that makes him look like he's soft. You know, like soft boy. He
but
hates
he looks
that shit.
soft. I had to rub it over him. Like I see it's inappropriate.
He did a great job. He's so good. He's very opinionated.
Yeah, he's good on the show.
Yeah, we went to the Game Room Social Club in downtown Orlando. The old Lizzie's? Yeah, Lizzie.
Yeah.
Lizzie's,
Not Lizzie
okay.
McGuire, Lizzie McCormick.
McCormick's. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's cute. So they had us over
Very cool, man.
Yeah.
And you can look forward to checking that out tonight.
on Real Radio 104.1.
Yes.
Samantha, what's on Semantics this week?
So Sunday we have another You Heard About This One, which is our free show that is on our Patreon, patreon.com/semantics. And Derek's going to be talking about Cicada 3301, if you guys are familiar with that, which is another online puzzle game. Last time we talked about Not Prawn. This time it's Cicada 3301. And next Friday, we heard Jesse from Fourth and Dirty Podcast on ACT I think it's tonight, actually. It'll air tonight. He will be on Semantics with his co-host from Fourth and Dirty, Evan, next
There you
week
go.
on Semantics.
Yeah, I like that Fourth and Dirty show. It's really good.
You playing Baldur's Gate?
What's that now?
The game Baldur's Gate.
Are you playing that? Baldur's Gate 3?
No. What's that?
What is Baldur's Gate?
I'm
3?
playing Kirby Forbidden
Your
Island.
characters can have sex with vampires and shit.
Now I'm in.
I'm playing Madden and collecting cards. Like I'm an old man.
All right.
I get in there, I'm like, let me get my one $500 player, collect him, and put him in my trading hub. Every day I grind at it.
I'm playing Monopoly with my sons.
Hey, no, that's good. That's good. I can't get Maisie to do that. Like I can't get her to do that.
Teaching them about fiscal responsibility.
Yeah, no, truthfully, that's good.
Wait,
Generational wealth.
Are you playing real board game Monopoly or digital?
No, real board. We have it's set up on a dining room table.
Oh my god, this is bringing back memories of
Then you
playing
come back
Monopoly
to
with
it?
my dad.
You got like a forever game?
Yeah,
Like where
we
it's
leave
going-
it. We leave it and then go back to
You
time.
don't think one of them's going to cheat?
No, they don't cheat. They don't.
Yet.
It's funny. They don't even think about.
He's too naive to know if they did or not.
No, I
My boys are so good, they don't need discipline.
it's not that. I wish they would.
Look at my middle finger, Dad.
I need them. I tell
From
them all
heaven
the
to
time.
hell, the fuckboy dragons.
I tell them, I'm like, you need to, because Tommy's like, I don't care who wins. I'd rather you win than I win. And I'm like, no, you need the goddamn competitive spirit.
Yeah, that's definitely
you
Tommy.
You crush our skulls.
Tommy doesn't want anybody being upset.
You gotta-
There's a random shed full of dead animals in their backyard.
Oh yeah, it's a pool shed.
You have to chop your crotch when you win, shove everybody's face in it.
Maisie hates board
You
games.
say that, and then Max will do that, and then you're like, oh, he's too emotional.
Well, Max will just get so angry if he
throws the
loses.
board.
It's like it's the opposite.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Where do you get that from?
Damn it. That's from the old lady. That's not from me.
I identify with that.
Me and Tommy are like, God damn Damn, control yourself.
Get it together.
When I see Max do that, I'm like,
Jesus
all right, this kid's got the goods.
Anyway, all
All right.
We will see you on Monday for the BDM show.
Maybe we'll do shrooms. Who knows?
Yeah, you never know. Guys, have a great weekend. We appreciate you guys all being here. BDMs, we love you so much, and we appreciate you guys. We'll have tons of stories on Monday.
Oh, wait, hold on. We should give Mike B's
Yeah,
a shout
get
out.
over
He
here, Mike.
did bring
Get
us
over here,
lunch
Mike.
today, and it was delicious.
Yeah, get on the
Almost
couch.
forgot about that. Sorry,
Get
Mike.
on the couch.
I got to bring my
buddy.
wife here because that was a delicious chicken sandwich, which is plant-based, correct?
Yeah, of course.
So plug your restaurant.
Yeah.
I'm working at Dharma Southern Chicken now over on Old Cheney Highway. Right
Old
next to
Fort Pitt.
Yeah, the old Fort Pitt building. I think they changed the name now to the Cheney Collective, but
they did.
It's been a blast, man, and I'm glad you guys enjoyed the food.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything in there is plant-based, totally nut-free. We're working on some gluten-free and non-soy options.
There you go.
What was the name of the chicken sandwich I had?
You had the
You
Nashville
had the
Hot.
Nashville Hot
that's
sandwich.
good.
You had the
I
original.
had the classic, yeah.
I'm still eating the peach sloppy Joe.
Ooh.
I see a lot more vegan restaurants popping up, and it makes
People
sense.
don't want to die, you know. Like,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
like I could like eat a little healthier. Well,
meat
this, but
scarcity.
this is like comfort food too, man.
Yeah, I
don't
don't know how
go
much
here
healthier
expecting
it
to
is.
get a
Yeah.
smoothie. This is
Yeah.
going to be like
I
a
mean,
good
if-
old Southern sandwich.
I mean, a
Yeah.
fried chicken sandwich.
Yeah,
I'm pretty.
fried chicken covered in vegan mayonnaise.
I was going to say, I know that they usually present the vegan food as like a healthier option, but
this
It's
is
all
just,
fried.
we are like home style cooking.
This is like going
This
to an
is
old
Southern fried, baby.
Southern chicken shack.
Yeah, and the thing is, to me, if I'm like eating a delicious fried chicken sandwich, Nashville Hot, that's all like good quality ingredients, I don't care if it's chicken or not.
Yeah,
you know,
I must be stupid because I've
tastes
never
the damn
questioned
thing.
it. I've never questioned. They used to have those stupid sausage rolls at Ethos. And I would just eat them, and then I think it was like a year later that, like, of course, Andrea's like, yeah, of course those have no sausage in them, you moron. And I'm like, because I don't care. As long as it tastes good, I'm down with it.
Yeah.
So.
Also, for me, who's married
she
to a vegetarian, like, I'll go there and
This might get you a hero.
Yeah, hey, that's right. You never know.
Think about how bad vegetarians had it like 25 years ago. There's nothing to eat. Like you had
Bread,
salad, pasta.
Salad was the only choice. Salad, pasta. Anyway,
It's beyond that. So good, Mike.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, man,
We
no
really do
problem.
appreciate it, man. And give everybody there and Fabazi, everybody there, some love.
I noticed
from
you.
Tom and
Oh,
Dan.
you still got it. I thought
He's running
It just blends in with the mustache.
The mustache, just let the mustache go so far. It kind of blends in.
You got to
now.
give him a manscaped thing.
the nose ring, Mike.
I always wanted him to have
how-
a mustache nose ring and a mustache.
I've seen him.
Double mustache.
When is it time to take it out?
You always try to get him to
Do
take
you-
his nose ring
I
out.
just got a second nose ring this year.
You know, but for being like, I feel like there's some fashion with a girl and not with Mike.
Fashion
Like,
with a girl.
You don't think Mike B's fashionable in his all Mo gear?
I don't. I just.
He's Mo head to
Mo'd
toe.
up.
Mo head to toe, baby.
Do you see the nose ring when you wake up, and then do you get some sort of joy out of it?
He tugs it 3 times. He's like, oh,
What is this old dad man question you have for me?
Why did you color your hair blue? How are you gonna go to church?
Like you're married already? You got
You're
a
never
full-time
gonna
job.
get a good job with a hole in your nose.
You're covered in tattoos, and you're talking about to come.
Like the tattoos, I get. It's like you have some art on your body. With the nose ring,
It's
I don't.
body art.
Yeah, it's jewelry. Jewelry is art.
Mike, you don't have
Tom, I get to live a really cool life because I have one responsibility in life, and that's to go to work and keep earning money, and that's it. And the rest of my entire life is basically just do whatever you want, man.
don't like it.
I don't have to wake up. My wife is pretty solid. She doesn't nag me. You know, I have to stay on top of things. I do have to do my part, but
Do your
she
chores.
doesn't really nag
Let's
me.
get nose
I get to
rings,
play computer games
Do
all
it.
day.
How long could you rock it for?
Wear
If you and I
sweet
did
nose
a,
Mike, do you have
if you and
any
I did
other
a nose
piercing?
ring? Okay.
But that's the thing. Is it
If you and I
sweet?
did a
Is it
nose
sweet?
ring battle, do you think you could go? Do you think you could out nose ring me? If I got one and you got one, and it was
Tom, I
like,
get a polite little stud on the left.
no, I'm talking about we get the septum like you got it, and we got to see how long we rock it.
But
Yeah.
but
Oh,
Make it
that's
look
man,
like a
the
bone.
boogers that would fly off that thing.
Tom, I want Tom to get the new age where they pierce both sides.
Each side
and
with a
then
chain
bridge.
across?
Yeah.
I almost got that.
I think you could pull it out.
Yeah.
But for a bet, I understand. It's like, why do you have this nose ring?
I
old
would look
man?
like an extravagant parrot.
Well, this is a bet I got with my buddy, whoever has, and they're like, oh, okay, well, you're doing it for a bet. But I'm just wondering why you do it for what, Mike?
I can honestly.
Does it bring you joy? Do you sit? Do you
He
look
likes
at it?
it.
Do you
Yeah.
like it? What do you like about it?
Marie Kondoing Mike's piercings.
Well, do you see it? You're like, oh yeah.
I hope so.
I train new people, and every time we get, because it's a more common back when I got it, like 10, almost 15 years
you've had
ago,
it forever, man.
it was a much less common piercing. Now it's become kind of everywhere. But I do like when my younger employees see it, like, oh snap, nose ring, and I'm like, yeah, man.
They don't say oh snap.
I paraphrased that with my old man name.
Mike, do you have other piercings, Mike?
No, just this.
Just that? Okay.
So
and the 2 tattoos.
It's so that the younger generation
hip,
thinks
kids.
you're younger too. So it's the
What's
old
up,
man
fellow
getting
kids?
a convertible. Okay, why'd you admit that? That's
wink,
sad.
wink. I'm cool, bro.
But hold on, but you know,
Have you had a piercing, Tom?
When I was younger,
Where?
I had a dangler when I was
one dangler.
When I was
Nice.
in 5th grade. I wanted a skull and crossbones.
I'm gonna be a pirate.
Then I got
I'm gonna sail
Rock and roll, baby.
Yeah, I'm gonna sail the 7 seas.
And it grew
Captain
over.
Kidd and his,
It grew over.
and his ramshackle crew.
Yeah, I think that you still see tiny remnants of it.
Oh, I
but-
still got my holes.
Yeah, but listen, I dyed I bleached my hair
My
like
daughter
Eminem and everything. You know, I
He
did
went
my
through
young
his
people.
phase.
But
Like Eminem?
but if I came to work with it now, you guys would everybody, you're all
I
going to
wouldn't
laugh
say a
at me.
word.
Adam Sandler.
Only because you are not fun.
You need to be more fun.
No.
Maisie wants me to get my earrings back. She asked me. She's like, will you
You slowly
little
changed
spacers?
over time. If you slowly started implementing fun, we would
get little spacers.
We'd never notice.
It would adapt.
Coming here on a Monday wearing a
It's
hat.
so hard
I'm
to
like,
get an Albert.
You used to only wear baggy jeans. Now you got these tiniest of Dukes, which
Yeah.
everyone can see everything right now.
Little
I was
bitty
scared to get on the couch
Right?
because it was
Yeah.
like prime
Little
fire.
You used to have
the nuts.
The
I had to look at your
muffalata
nuts.
hair. Now you got the tight pump.
Yeah.
You know,
no
you've
time.
changed over time.
Yeah,
You got
you
your
used
turkey-
to,
you got
to
your-
show a little emotion. Now you think it's the ultimate form of weakness.
Yeah.
You can't show any of it. You rail against it. You have a whole
You used to
crew
like
of people.
fun. Now you hate fun. You used to eat Laspadas every day. Now it's
Yeah.
simple salad
We'll take
and smoothie.
one Laspada a month.
My
we
God.
Why I grew up. What are you supposed to do?
Peter Pan it, bro.
Yeah,
no,
Peter Pan that
Peter
shit.
Pan.
Peter Pan. Peter Pan.
You are Peter
You are
Pan.
Peter Pan. Peter Pan never grows up. He's just in pain all the time.
You said that like it was a cuss word. Peter Pan.
Peter Pan.
I ain't Peter Pan and
You
nothing.
start coming like skipping around here in a Peter Pan outfit.
Sounds like you're hooked now.
People think you're a weirdo.
Well, there's a balance of it, right? Like, you don't need to skip around. And some would say
He
that
always
being,
goes extremes.
Some would say that being super serious on a comedy show might be,
I don't know why you had to go homophobic with it, too. What's wrong with prancing
I
around?
like a little bit of Peter Pan.
Why do you hate gay people so much?
No, it's not that. It's just I don't know. Like I don't know what is. Then you get a nose ring for what?
Okay.
So turn down for
To
what?
the teens, like this old man got a nose ring.
I want to get
He
one that
thinks
looks
he's
like a
me.
bone. Have you ever done that? You could get them.
I've looked at a ton of jewelry. The little mustache one.
Yeah.
I've seen that before.
Gotta get a
I've
mustache.
looked at
Did
the
you
little
take it out?
bones. I just tuck it up. That's the other thing. I can just
Yeah, you can tuck.
I can
the-
just tuck it when I.
What do you mean you
can't.
can tuck it?
I just push it up. It's
Well,
not a like.
Yeah, but then when you
But
sneeze,
hiding it is even more bizarre to me because then it's really like what you
I
do.
didn't know
Sometimes
you could
you have
tuck
to.
it.
Yeah.
You're like a
Honestly,
little
to
piercing
be-
drag queen.
well, how is that any different than getting a tattoo that only you can see?
Yeah, then it's personal.
Like if you get a tattoo of like something like your grandma's name right here on your chest and you never take your shirt off at work, I mean, you're getting that because you like it, not
Yeah.
because other people are going to get to see
Body
it.
modification's cool,
No,
man.
I understand the tattoo, the sentimental value of it. Looking at it,
Yeah.
like it
That's
means
his
something
grandmother's
to you.
nose ring, dude.
but Mike didn't explain that to me. He didn't
Would
say,
you-
My grandfather dropped in Normandy with this nose
This is a
ring.
World War
Yeah,
II.
you
This
had-
is made
jerk.
out of the shell casing that killed his grandmother.
Well, that's why I asked the question.
What if it
because
was
if you
like-
had, if you're like, well, my whole generation, like, Lieutenant Dan is like my pop had a nose ring, my dad had a nose ring.
God damn it, I'll have one.
Lieutenant Dan.
then
Where
it-
did that come
Tom's like,
from?
well, bro.
Well, then it makes sense to
He
me. It's
only
like,
references movies that are over 20 years old.
Let's call it. We're gonna call you
so
Lieutenant
Tom,
Van.
but if-
Lieutenant Van. Lieutenant Van.
If the reason is, I don't know, or like the employees that work for me think it's cool because they're young.
It's simply he likes it.
Would you get a piercing if it had if it could open your car doors? Like if it like
it had a utility?
Fob? Yeah. I've been waiting for that.
I was just like,
yeah, I would do that.
There are some people that have their.
utility.
There's a guy that has his Tesla key code implanted in his hand.
Yeah.
And I think that's so rad, the fact that he can just touch his car and it opens up and he can only do it. I'm like that's
Mega
pretty
Man?
rad.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Like
rad.
chop his hand off.
That makes perfect sense.
So you need a utility.
Yeah, or
function over form.
What if,
Some
he,
reason.
when he's with his wife, he puts his nose in it or something?
Yeah,
you don't know if it's a little clit tickler. You don't know that.
Oh my God, we got
a family show.
If you had a
family show.
If you had a vibrating tongue ring, I remember they had that in the early 2000s.
Oh God, it's so cringe.
I was like, all right.
Do you remember the vibrating tongue rings? Because the strippers would turn it on, and then they put their mouth on your zipper, and you're holding on, and you'd be like, "That's as close
I
to
used to
cheating
go
as
to a
I'm going to
glory
get."
hole once, and he'd hold a vibrator up under your bum.
Yeah. I just need life to make sense.
I almost naturally turned and smash fist bumped you for saying that.
Oh, when I was at Fair Villa, they gave me a vape pen that is also a vibrator.
Yeah.
I want that.
Yeah.
cool?
I've seen that.
That
Yeah,
makes
she brought that in.
I use it at bingo all the time.
Deborah brought that
2
in.
for 1.
Deborah did? Yeah, Deborah brought that
I
in.
love
It's
Deborah.
really cool. Those are selling fast if you want to get one. Let's get out of here.
Thanks for the food, Mike.
Yeah.
You drove all
back
the
down.
free food.
Thanks for the food. The payoff is make fun of the ring.
Anyway, all right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hold it, fellas. Look, wait a minute. I can't publish that. It's mediocre.